What's going on, PC fam? Welcome to another episode of the panel. We are back to give you more. Hold on 1 second, chill. You got a little something in the background. I'm gonna mute you for a second. Okay. We are here to talk about nothing but hoops. The NBA season starts in a couple weeks. I mean, we start with preseason tomorrow, fellas. So we got some good basketball coming. But right now, I want to talk to y'all about Jonathan Kuminga. He finally, after a whole summer standoff with the Warriors, he decided to sign a contract. The contract is 2 years, $48.5 million. The deal has a team option designed for the contract to be ripped up and renegotiated next summer. So, well, I mean, what do y'all think about that? Y'all happy JK staying with the Warriors for the time being? Or is this what y'all expected? Or how do y'all feel about this?
Mars.
I normally go after whoever goes. I normally go second. Yeah.
So you want me to go first?
Yes, I would love that.
Well, the chat is very happy to hear that they're going to hear like a 15-minute soliloquy from me right now about
gives me time to think about my answer. So
okay, because it's a lot easier to just tell me that I'm wrong, right? Okay, look, I think Jonathan Kuminga is a fantastic talent, but I don't think he fits with what the Warriors are doing. And I think a lot of this comes down to not wanting him to go to another team and average 22, 23 points per game. There was a successful period of Warriors basketball last year. I would argue the best the Warriors looked last year was right after the Jimmy Butler trade. And it just so happened that Jonathan Kuminga was injured. He was out. And they looked amazing. He came back. Things sort of started to fall apart. If you watch his highlights, if you just watch him play, I think he's a very, very good player, very talented player who does a lot of good things. But if you watch like how he helps Steph Curry, he doesn't really help Steph Curry all that much. His off-ball reads are atrocious. His shot selection is cringe at best, right? He's, I think, 30th percentile in non-rim paint finishing. That's bad. That's bad for a player who likes to isolate in the mid-range as much as he does. So he's going to have to change. He's going to have to show that he can adapt. And if he's going to be a star, if he thinks, people around him gassing him up, telling him, you just as good as Scotty Barnes, you just as good as Kay Cunningham. Okay, cool. Well, then become the type of lockdown defender that Scotty is, or go try to become the efficient offensive engine that Cade is. Until then, you're a role player. Learn to show the league that you can do that, because one more year of this type of basketball, he's not going to be able to renegotiate that deal to an upgrade next year.
Hey, chill. I don't know. Maybe I think you might need to turn your mic down a little bit. Chill.
Turn me down some? I'm sorry. Hold on. I didn't realize my mic was that loud. I apologize.
Yeah, your mic's just picking up everything right now. It's really loud.
I apologize.
That's a lot better. That's already a lot better, chill.
Okay. All right. So now, am I good now?
Yeah.
Maybe a little lower, but you're good.
Turn it down a little bit lower. Okay, no problem.
yeah. No problem. All right, yeah, we good.
Mars,
but Penn, you were
sorry. Go ahead, Docs.
Penn, you were saying that you think that they don't want to see him go somewhere and average 22. You said.
Yeah, I mean, he's more than capable of it. He's very talented. There's a lot of good things he does. That's the frustrating thing about Jonathan Kuminga. I think he's the most frustrating player in the NBA. Because at least with Cam Thomas, you can kind of understand the limitations of why he can't be a star. With Kuminga, there's really nothing stopping him from being a star. It's just 6 inches between his ears. That's it. That's what's stopping him.
Right.
With that being said, Ox, does this sound like the consummate? Remember when Usher came out with that song "Burn"? Like I'm because that's what this sounds like to what Penn is saying. That's what this sounds like to me. I got this kid that I don't want to marry you, but I don't really want to break up neither, because I don't want to see you go on with somebody else and get busy. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to you for as long as I possibly can, even though it might not be the best thing for me. The last thing that I want to do is see you get on that Phoenix team or that Sacramento team or another team in the Western Conference and just come out and just blow things up. I think him being in Golden State, I think it was the gift and the curse. I think it was the gift because he got an opportunity to play on a winning team, but I also think it was a curse too, because he had to learn right now. Like, this wasn't the same situation it would have been if he was in Orlando. This isn't the same situation it would have been if he was in a different situation where he had an opportunity to learn and there was a lot more of a curve, as opposed to he's coming in to a team with Steph Curry where, we're trying to win right now. So the margin of error is this. And him being a lottery pick, we don't need you to pick this up in 2 or 3 years. We need you to pick this up right now. And he wasn't picking it up as quickly as they expected him to pick it up. And I think that's largely due to the way he played previous to the Golden State Warriors. It was a way more advanced offense. It was way more advanced basketball. And he just didn't understand it. And I don't think that that's his fault. But I also think that we're in a space today where I think the Warriors, to your point, Penn, I think they see the potential in him. And I think they see how good he can be. And I don't think that they're ready to let go of that just yet, which would explain why they put in the team option as opposed to the player option. Because if he gets busy this year with a player option, he's gone. They're going to lose him. He's out, and they get nothing for him. And they're not really interested in that. At minimum, we get him at the deadline, and if he's playing well, we could get something for him. Because there's teams that are interested, especially if they're playoff teams.
Chill, that's so interesting. I just found a transcript of his conversation with Steve Kerr. Would you like to hear it?
Please.
It's okay. So Jonathan Kuminga walks in. Steve Kerr says, "It's going to burn for me to say this, but it's coming from the heart. It's been a long time coming, but we done fell apart. We really want to work this out, bro. But I don't think you're going to change. I do, but you don't. It's time we go our separate ways."
Time to go. It is.
That's fine.
Yes, because that's where we are.
Direct quote. I don't know how I found it, but bro.
I think we're in a situation with Jonathan Kuminga where he's at a crossroads where I think he thinks he's a lot better than what he's shown. And I think that he would flourish playing on a younger team. Like, if he was can you imagine him in Phoenix?
Can you imagine him in Chicago?
To be honest with you, I was thinking, as much as Mars and I go back and forth with this, because Mars absolutely thinks Kuzma is garbage. I don't think he's garbage. I think Kuzma is a good player. But I love Jonathan Kuminga in Milwaukee. I don't like him in Milwaukee. I love Jonathan Kuminga in Milwaukee. At that 3 spot, playing with Giannis, and he doesn't have to do much except just run and be good in transition. Oh, I love him in Milwaukee.
They need more IQ in Milwaukee. They need more, no disrespect to JK, but they need more thinking in Milwaukee.
Interesting.
I think so. I think that as far as big, strong athletes, I think they're good with that over there. It's more so they need somebody to come over there and orchestrate some things for them. So I don't think JK. I don't think JK helps at all for them over there. Phoenix, though, chill. I think we've spoken about that multiple times on Thursdays and Saturdays. And I really wanted to see JK in Phoenix at the beginning. Because I didn't know this was going to turn into all this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was this bad over there. I thought they were going to figure this out quick. I thought he was just going to, go a separate way, as you said, Penn. And it just didn't happen. So I'm just hoping for the best. I don't think that Jimmy, Draymond, and Steph want to deal with any uncertainty at this point in their career, especially, Steph and Draymond, they know what it takes to win. They've done it. And Jimmy Jimmy, he wants to win. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get there. He's been this close so many times. And I just think he doesn't want to deal with a youngster that's going to be over there. I want to be the star. Like, Steph Curry's right there, bro. You got to just relax and just learn how to win. So many people want to be superstars, and it's kind of like, it's just not for you right now. You know what I mean? Like, we're winning though, and you can help us win. So I don't know, man. I'm anxious to see.
With him being in Milwaukee, I mean, yes, KPJ might be, for lack of a better term, he might be an idiot off the court. Yes, he's done some dumb things. But what I found from KPJ is KPJ finds himself either in the starting lineup or consistently getting run. I think he is a smart basketball player. Gary Trent Jr., I think, is a really smart basketball player. I don't think that he lacks in terms of IQ. I think Giannis is athletic, gifted athletically as he is. I think Giannis is one of the smartest basketball players there are. And we got another vet in terms of a big guy in Turner, who you and I have been very critical of, but I don't think that we've ever questioned his IQ. I think he's really smart. Doc Rivers, on the other hand, has made some questionable decisions. Yes, he has. Doc Rivers has made some questionable decisions, but I don't think that Doc would be in a position to not turn him loose. And on top of that, with Kuzma there, I think Kuzma playing on a championship team like he did with playing with LeBron James, I do have to give him more credit for being smarter than what I thought.
Sure. What are you seeing in these players that you think they're smart? Because I disagree with every one of them. I disagree that Kuzma's smart. I disagree that Gary's smart. I disagree that KPJ is smart. And I definitely disagree that Miles Turner is smart. No. Hell no.
I think Giannis is smart. I think
Giannis is smart. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
let's say,
I agree with
you know, Pin for the sake of the point though that Chill was making, right? I do want to say this though, Pin. If these guys that you're saying are high IQ guys that you're thinking of, I see it like in a micro, you know what I'm saying, where they can make good decisions for themselves, so they have the ball or whatever, make the right IQ play. But I'm thinking more so at the macro sense of just a general, you know what I'm saying, a leader with high IQ that can come over there and orchestrate smart soldiers, you know what I'm saying, that can
like
delegate
like Drew Holiday.
Somebody that's at that point that can. Sure. I mean, once again, I just don't. I've never seen KPJ be a floor general. I don't know if he can. I'm not sure if he can be that leader that I'm talking about. I'm not saying he can't, but I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Gary. I've seen Gary Trent have some big games, and I've seen him show, you know, some things, but I've never seen him control the team. I've never seen him be a general and delegate to sell it soldiers. So I can't.
So you're looking for a general, then, Ox, is what you're saying.
That's his role. Yeah. Whoa. How are we judging? Right. Can I just ask, how are y'all judging intelligence?
Okay.
Basketball.
I'm glad you brought that up, Pin. So Mars brought an interesting stat to me not too long ago. Mars, you told me that Gary Trent, I believe either his last year in Toronto or the year that he played in Milwaukee, I think he shot 52% on open threes. Something like that.
I remember vaguely bringing that number.
It was something like that. What that suggests to me is, okay, I know when to shoot. He doesn't shoot a lot of bad shots. I think that has something to do with my IQ. I know when to shoot the basketball. I don't really shoot a lot of bad shots, right? I think Gary Trent is one of those guys who plays within himself. Gary Trent isn't one of those guys who deviates from the plan a lot. There are guys who do deviate and think that they're more than what they are. Gary Trent doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. He plays within himself. He doesn't really do a lot of things that he can't do. He basically shoots when he's open. He'll defend. I mean, and he'll make some bonehead plays, but great players make bonehead plays too. They all do that. That's number one. Miles Turner being one of the better, and Ox and I have had this conversation about him being soft. However, Miles Turner is one of the better rim protectors in the game. So with him being one of the better rim protectors in the game,
Mars, do you fight that?
Yes, I fight that. I fight that with passion.
Me too.
I strongly fight that. I think he gets blocks. That's what I think he does. I think he gets blocks.
But they're not empty though.
I don't think he's one of the better rim protectors in the game at all.
Okay,
I think he's a bad rim protector.
I don't think he's a bad rim protector.
I think he's a below average rim protector. That's why
I think blocking shots doesn't make you a good rim protector. Stopping paint offense makes you a great rim protector. So it's perfectly possible.
That's that good.
Yeah. So it's look, just because you know, there's a problem with the archetypes, man. We have a lot of great rim protectors throughout NBA history who racked up a ton of blocks. Guys like Olajuwon, guys like Ben Wallace. These are actually great rim protectors, but it's perfectly possible to also mimic their block rate without anywhere close to mimicking their impact. So here's a question. When you go for a block, what do you often open up? If you jump at 16, 17 blocks that you don't get, you're opening up easy dump offs, the easiest shot in the game. What about when you go for a block and you lose your man in terms of a rebounding assignment, then the other team just gets tip backs? Like the presence of a Rudy Gobert is so different than a Miles Turner. It doesn't matter if Miles Turner gets 6 blocks in a game and Rudy Gobert gets 2 blocks in a game. Rudy Gobert doing a lot. There's also the, you know, what kind of quality of shots do you generate on the ones you don't block? Like, what are your rim contests like? If everything is just blocks and steals, I think we're missing the point.
Right. So to your point, 25 a game from this guy isn't the same as 25 a game from that guy.
Hell no. Jonathan Kuminga is a great example of that. He can put up 22 points of very inefficient offense.
I can definitely appreciate that. What I'm not doing is I'm not comparing Miles Turner in terms of a rim protector to Rudy Gobert. I'm not comparing him to Evan Mobley. I'm not comparing him to the best rim protectors in the game. What I am comparing him to is I'm comparing him to what he is on his team. And on his team and what he brings to his team, I think he's a good rim protector. Now, could they be better? They 100% could be better. But for him, I think he's a good paint presence. He doesn't rebound as much.
Is he a better rim protector than the guy they replaced, Brook Lopez?
Is he a better rim protector than Lopez?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they're that far off.
At this stage in their career, though.
Yes, I don't think that they're that far off. Yeah, well, I'm not because what we're not doing, Ox, is we're not comparing them at their age. We're talking about Brook Lopez today and Miles Turner today, and I think today I don't think that they're that far off. I just think that they got a
better rim protector. He just can't move, so he's still worse. But rim protection alone, he's better in my opinion.
Well, I think.
I just want to say, because this remember in the playoffs, I was really having an issue with Miles Turner on this, and so that's why I'm thinking like because you saying like Brook can't move like as well as he used to be able to move, right? And so I think about that as rim protection. Like if I'm on the left side of the lane and somebody's driving, how fast can I close that gap? Because I can't, no matter what, if I can protect the rim, if I can't get to the rim, I can't protect it. And I've seen Miles multiple times.
Yeah, Miles will just not move. Like
his feet are in mud. Chill. I was pissed about that. Yes. I was really upset about that during the playoffs, and I was bringing it up multiple times. And Miles, so regardless if he's quicker than Brook, he's not getting to that other side of the paint. Chill. He's not contesting. If he's not there, he's not contesting.
Right. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, what you just said, Ox, I think I think those are exceptions when we're talking about bro. I don't think Miles Turner is doing that regularly. No, I do think that he is moving more than you give him credit for. He's definitely moving more than Brook Lopez. Definitely. He's definitely moving more than Brook Lopez. I definitely think he gets to other sides of the lane. And I say all of that to say, when we're talking about a guy's IQ, okay, my team needs me to be on the floor. With my team needing me to be on the floor, and I got 3 fouls, and we're in the third quarter to Penn's point, I know that I can't foul because, excuse me, I got Chet Holmgren out here. And our backup has been having a really difficult time with him. So I know I have to stay on the floor. With me staying on the floor, I have to be really selective about when to block shots, how to close out, how to deal with him in the paint, how to deal with him on the wing. I have to be really selective about that sort of stuff. And I think that Miles Turner is smart enough, and he's shown me that he's smart enough to decipher the two, as opposed to guys who are consistently fouling or guys who are consistently making dumb plays. So when I think about IQ and I think about guys like Gary Trent, when I think about guys like Miles Turner, when I think about Giannis, I think the IQ on that crew is a lot better than you give them credit. Ox, I can appreciate your logic that they don't have Drew Holiday or Chris Paul. No, they don't have that. But I think that the IQ was good enough that if they had another athlete, I think that would really help them.
Gary, I said Gary was low IQ, and I'm basing a lot of that on his earlier days in Toronto. To be honest, he's gotten a lot better. I'm going to give him credit where credit's due. Gary's gotten a hell of a lot better. Last year, in terms of shot quality index, he was 95th percentile. 3-point attempt rate, he was 87th percentile. He never turns the ball over, like almost never. And in the rare instances where he does pass, his teammates tend to do pretty well on his passes. So he plays his role really well. Problem is he can't defend. He's not a good defender. That's really the problem with Gary Trent. That's what's keeping him stuck on a minimum deal every year, is he's just not a good defender.
Everything that you said, Penn, sounds to me like a guy who plays within himself, and he's got limitations, which are glaring.
He's gotten a lot better. Yep. He's gotten a lot better. He bought into the idea that he's not a star. He got into the idea that, hey, I'm not a second, third option. He also has some really good moments in the playoffs for the Bucks. So, shout outs to Gary Trent. I apologize. But the other 3 players, no.
I'm not convincing you. I'm trying though. I'm not convincing you. But I to be honest with you, Ox, I love him in Phoenix for what they're building down there. I really like him with your crew in Sacramento. I'm cool coming off of.
They've been trying to get him.
DeMar DeRozan. Yeah,
they're trying to get him.
Coming off DeMar DeRozan. I'm comfortable with that. Yeah.
Hey, I thought you were gonna say Malik. I'm not coming off of Malik, but if
no. I'm cool coming off of DeMar DeRozan. I'm comfortable with that because I feel like Jonathan Kuminga is one of those guys, to your point, Penn, and to your point, Mars. He's not somebody that I'm running offense for. Like, what I want to do with him is I want to get a lead guard, kind of like what Steve Nash was to Sean Marion. I want something like that, where I'm highlighting I'm highlighting everything that he's good at. If he's great in transition, let's get the ball into him. Let's get the ball to him in transition. If he's really good in exploiting mismatches, like quick hits around the bucket, let's do that. And I want to get a lead guard around him that can do that. If he's really good at getting on the glass, which I think Jonathan Kuminga could do all of these things considering the athlete he is. I think the biggest problem that we have with him being in Golden State, a lot is put on him. I think that offense is a lot more complex than we understand, and I don't think he understands that. And I think that if it could be simplified for him playing in a simpler system, I think that he'd be really good.
He messes up their spacing so badly so often, it's criminal. But to your point about building a team or going to a team which favors transition, I agree with that. I think he's a dominant transition athlete. And if you can simplify the game for him and just play that way, the teams that come to mind immediately when you're talking transition offense, Memphis, great. Chicago, very good. These teams need a player like him. Washington, Toronto, these are the teams that I think could really use him. Another team that could potentially use him would be Indiana. They have made Obi Toppin was not that dude in New York. Okay, people were like, "Whoa!" And they simplified the shit out of that game for him. If you can take the decision making out of his hands, but you can still give him what he wants, which is the points. You want to get 25 points? This is how you're going to do it. You don't do it, you're not getting your 25 points. Boom. Let's blitz. Let's run. I think about, those early Nets teams of the early 2000s with Jason Kidd. How great would he be doing what RJ was doing? You know what I mean? Or Kenyon Martin, or even like the Steve Nash sons. I mean, granted, I don't think he's smart enough to play with Steve Nash, but if he could just do the Marion thing where he just run in transition and Nash just finds you open, and in the half court, we reset and we simplify shit for you. You cut. But when you make it so that your offense is predicated on getting Steph open, which is then going to get everybody else open, he is not able to participate successfully in Steph getting open because he's often cutting into angles that he's not supposed to be in. He's not a spacing threat right now because he's not a great shooter. There's really no place for him on the court right now. And they have a player who's just way better than him at what he does, which is Jimmy Butler.
Sure.
Right.
But Mars, my question to you is, we got young players. Like when I come into the league as a young player, I'm not coming into the league to win a championship. That's really, more times than not, that's not what I'm coming into the league to do. I'm coming into the league to establish myself. It's not until later on we get to year 5, year 6, when I've established, 1, who I am in the league, and 2, the fact that I'm going to be around for a long time because I've already been kicking ass, that it's probably time for me to start winning. Mars, this kid is I think he just finished year 4. I think we're going into year 4. He just finished year 4. So I'm in a space where I'm still trying to prove who I am. So is he wrong for wanting to do that? That's not to say that I'm trying to mess up the dynamic of what's going on in Golden State, because I'm not trying to do that. But what I am trying to do is I'm trying to show that, 1, I belong in this league, and I'm not a rotation player. I'm not a 25, 30-minute a game guy. I'm a 2 or a 3 on a good playoff team. I'm that. Am I wrong for that?
What if you're not that?
Well, how do we know that? I haven't had an opportunity to show that.
Oh, he's had plenty of opportunities to show it. They've handed him tons of possessions.
Well, here it's not working. I think that's the issue. Here it's not working. Maybe somewhere else I may have an opportunity to show, because we've seen guys get traded. We've seen guys move on into different situations and blossom in different systems. Chauncey Billups got bought out by Orlando. And I know that, that was a long time ago. They ate his deal. They were like, we're good with what you're doing. I mean, I think about a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, who's still a young guy, who's still trying to find his way in the league. And is he wrong for that?
Chill. You know how old he is?
What is he, 24, something like that?
22.
Oh, 22. Okay.
He's
23 in 5 days. He's 23 in 5 days.
Okay, so by next week he'll be 20. Exactly, Ox. I'm 23 years old.
Great answer, Mars.
Steph Curry.
Great answer.
Thanks.
I'm 23 years old. I'm still trying to establish who I am in this league. I'm not on Jimmy Butler's level. I'm not on Steph Curry's level. I'm not on Draymond Green's level. I'm not on these other all-time great level. Even though I played on the championship level team, I'm not on their level. I'm still trying to prove who I am. That's really what I'm trying to do.
He don't know that though, Chill. I think he thinks he's on that level, and I think that's the problem that we're having. What's up, real talk?
Type of confidence.
Yeah, you're supposed to have confidence, but you're supposed to be realistic. You're supposed to know I'm not Steph Curry. And while I'm with Steph Curry,
I think he knows he's not Steph. I think everyone else does.
I think so too.
Yeah, but
I think if you ask him who's the second best offensive player on the Warriors, I think he'd say so.
Is he?
And you know what? My thing is, let's say that's
I
true.
think he's entitled to think he's the second best scorer on the team.
Okay, but I'm saying let's say that's true.
Offensive
You being the second
offense
best
to most
scorer.
NBA players is just scoring. So.
You being the second best scorer doesn't mean that you're going to be the centerpiece. Like, I think he has an issue with that. And I mean, at 22 years old, I guess it's hard to see what we're seeing as far as like you can wait your turn, or you can also just contribute to winning, and that'll boost your resume for the future. Because I mean, Steph's not going to be here forever. You know what I mean? So if you can contribute to winning and just keep learning basketball, I think a lot of
I've
people.
been here 4 years, Ox. I'm a kid. Like,
you've already got me
tagged as. You've already got me tagged, Ox, as this specific guy.
That's because you are that specific. You are that specific.
See what
guy.
I'm saying? That's what I mean. You already don't.
That's not fair. That's not a fair.
Yeah, to be fair to Kuminga, like
why is that not a fair assessment? We're seeing what we're seeing.
Because I don't think like, okay, this has been the dilemma to me with the Warriors and the Kuminga situation, right? If the Warriors have struggled for years now, especially before Jimmy Butler got there, they talking about they need another shot creator, they need another scorer, they need another offensive player, but then they want Jonathan Kuminga to just come in and play like a role player. Like, at least give him the opportunity. I feel like, especially when Steph is in the game, like, give him the opportunity to see what he has, and if he sucks, then trade him. You know that's what he wants to be. Number one, he's been young. He's been incredibly young the entire. But that's the thing. So either pay him or let him go to a team where he can flourish and do what he wants to do.
I
think the Warriors want their cake and also to eat it too.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that.
And Penn, to your point, Penn, we've seen Jonathan Kuminga come off the bench, or we've seen Jonathan Kuminga start and play 35 minutes and get busy, and then the next game he's playing 15 minutes, and then the next game after that he's playing 28 minutes.
I got
yanking him in and out of the lineup. So I mean, what are we doing with this kid?
Chill. They threw. And this is how you know. This is when I knew they were trying to. They tried to sabotage him on purpose. They didn't play that man the whole like last part of the season. Threw him in the playoffs, trying to get some shit off. And chill, he messed around and had a couple like 25+ point games.
Like if I'm still don't look good. Yeah, if I'm Jonathan, because this is why I empathize with him. I haven't been the highest on Kuminga for like a couple seasons now, just because I think there's issues within his game. But if I'm Jonathan Kuminga and I look at him, I think we can all see that the Warriors and his playing time has been very inconsistent. When Jonathan Kuminga gets minutes, he puts up points. Now, we can talk about the validity of how empty those points are. Does it derail possessions? That's a different conversation to the way Jonathan Kuminga feels, which I'm not him, but I think I can understand. When he's out there and gets given minutes and a leash and an opportunity to play in the regular season or in the playoffs, to Real Talk's point, he played 5 playoff games with 25 or more minutes. One of them was when the Steve Kerr just threw him out there against the Rockets once Jimmy went down and basically said, go make something happen. He was bad. He had 11 points, 12 shots, 26 minutes. Then when Steph goes down against the Timberwolves, in the 4 straight games in which he played 25+ minutes, he had 18, 30, 23, and 26. And then in the regular season, when he gets consistent minutes, I'm looking at games where he has 21, 20, 26, 18, 33, 34, 20, 20.
Ox, why should I think that? Ox,
and then he's going to have a bunch of games where he's barely in the rotation, barely playing. Like, I can understand why he thinks that he's not being given the opportunity to showcase the skill that he believes he has.
He's
now,
lying.
Do I think he's as good as he thinks he is? No, but I can also understand why he thinks he's as good as he is.
Have you heard me say facts don't care about your feelings? Have you heard me say that before? Okay, facts do not care about your feelings. Let me tell you about the facts. The facts are.
Just hear the facts about the points.
Yeah, everything I said was also facts.
Opportunity.
Yes, those are facts. Those are 100% facts. Those are, however, incidental facts. I want to talk about the broad spectrum facts of his season.
Okay.
Steph Curry clearly, justifiably leads the Warriors in scoring and has done so for quite some time since Kevin Durant left. Okay. But since KD left, there's one guy last year who averaged almost as many field goal attempts on a rate basis.
Per 100 possessions. Okay.
Per 100 possessions. On the Warriors last year, Why does everyone huff on rate stats?
Because
like,
this is about to be
because you're doing it.
No,
It's just
Stop
we're talking
My
about
God.
facts, and then you bring
We're
up
talking about
we talking about
We're
facts, and then you
talking
bring up the
about
hypothetical stats. I don't know. It's just kind of funny.
Can we stop with this 100 shit? Go.
Okay,
you know what? Be rude. You want to stop the per 100 shit? Why don't you go back and stack grade 6 math, bro?
Okay,
per
Pen,
100.
what's actual, Pen? What's
field goal
actual,
attempts? Field goal attempts per 100 possessions for Steph Curry, 27. Next up, Jonathan Kuminga, 24.2. Okay, so he's getting per possession. So you want to talk about his minutes being consistent? I want to talk about what he's doing in those minutes. He is dominating possessions. He's taking shots he's not supposed to be taking. He's taking a lot of shots he's supposed to be taking, but he's getting plenty of opportunity. What is he doing with those opportunities? I think that's important. In terms of usage, how many points? He averages 30. 30.7, 30.6 versus Steph's.
What is happening right now? Real talk. I'm 30 a night per 100 possessions.
Yeah, but you don't.
And we're about to complain about that. We're about to complain about it.
He would have to play the whole game.
I'm 22 years old.
Why are you bringing up the 100 possessions?
He has to play the whole game to get 24 shots. It's the same thing. If the points aren't valid because he's not playing that many possessions, then the short attempts aren't valid because he's also not playing that many possessions. You can't tell me the short attempts are valid because it's a rate, and then say the points aren't valid because that's not his actual points.
No,
something has to give.
Does it help you if I say per game? Can I get around this by just saying per game?
Then we'll get back to the issue of the minutes he's playing.
He averages more shots per game than Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler plays 8 more minutes. Does that make it easier for you to understand?
That's a Jimmy Butler problem.
That's not a Jimmy Butler problem.
Yes, it is.
Jimmy took 11 shots a game.
Exactly. We actively watch Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy just don't shoot a lot.
He plays, not shoot the ball. They actually want him to be more aggressive.
Jimmy took 11 shots a game. I think that's a
we
saw
him passing up shots.
Jonathan Kuminga problem.
You can't have it both ways. You can't complain that he's not getting opportunities and then complain about you can't complain about the abundance of opportunities and then also say he doesn't have opportunities. I'm talking about the minutes he gets. I'm not denying that he gets yanked in and out of the lineup, but also I'm trying to argue that he's a big reason for that. Let's not just blame Steve Kerr as a blanket statement because we got some sort of agenda that we want to get off and just say, well, there is no reason for Jonathan Kuminga to be getting inconsistent minutes. There's a hell of a reason. And let me tell you that reason. Despite the fact that he is second on his team last year in field goal attempts per game, despite the fact that he is second on his team in terms of field goal attempts per 100 possessions, despite the fact that he is second on his team in usage above players who are far more efficient than him, he is 15th on his team in terms of true shooting percentage. 53% is below league average. You cannot be a below league average player playing with one of the greatest players of all time who has championship aspirations. You're still playing with one of the best defenders. We're not a rebuilding team, bro. If you want to go do this on the Washington Wizards, you can do this. No problem. Go have it. Go have it, bro. Go be Bub Carrington. Go do that. You can do this on the Portland Trailblazers.
Let him go over there then.
Yes.
Trade him.
Here for?
Buy in.
Why do we see real talk? That's where I'm at with it. Like I said earlier, I thought he was going to be gone. But I also agree with Penn on the fact that if you're going to be there, you do got to buy in at some point. I understand what you read those numbers are, and y'all know I don't feel the same way as everybody feels about having to play consistent the same amount of minutes. I don't feel the same way about having to start or having to come off the bench. I don't feel the same way about, give me the ball so I can stay in rhythm on offense. I don't feel the same way as a lot of y'all feel that way about. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why is there a certain way that this has to work for every team? Why is there a certain script? Like, okay, this person comes in at this time, this person comes out at this time. We do this. These are certain adjustments. Like, I don't look at basketball that way. I look at it as you might start some nights, you might not start some nights. We're not playing the same team every night. So I don't really see an issue with Jonathan Kuminga where it's like, okay, this day you played me 12 minutes, but yesterday you played me 23. But we are playing this team. We needed you to do this. You know what I'm saying? I look at Jonathan Kuminga as having the opportunity to be one of the best utility guys in the NBA. A guy that can go play the 4 tonight. Shit, hey, JK, I need you to guard the 2 tonight. I need you to today, JK, I need you to shoot 7 shots because we're Steph's on the heater. But tonight, I need you to shoot 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? I think Jonathan Kuminga has all the tools to be that guy. And I know a lot of people will get uncomfortable with stuff like that. But I think that he has the prime opportunity to embrace a role like that, Chill. And I understand he doesn't want that. I understand he wants to be a star, but then hopefully he gets to do that.
Chill, would you have a problem if I told you that per minute he plays, he attempts this, like, here's Steph, here's him, this much. If we account for free throw attempts, which are obviously a function of him getting the ball and trying to get to the line, he averages he almost double the rate of Steph. If you're looking at the field goal attempt differential plus the free throw attempt differential, the gap between how many shots Kuminga gets within the Warriors offense and how many shots Steph gets within the Warriors offense is basically 19.5 versus 20. We're talking margins. We're not talking Michael Jordan. He is closer to Steph Curry in terms of shots he attempts than Scottie Pippen was to Michael Jordan.
Right. Okay.
He thinks this is a Kobe and Shaq thing, and it's not. It's not close.
But hold on. Before Jimmy Butler,
is it not possible he just plays more minutes without Steph?
That's number one. But number two, before Jimmy Butler got over there, who was he supposed to be letting create for him when he's not playing with Steph? Who's supposed to be the one trying to score the ball when he's not playing with Steph?
Draymond, Gary Payton, Pods, Moses Moody. I mean, I could keep going. I could keep going. Mars. I could definitely keep going. And to Ox's point, Ox is definitely saying to me that the sum of the part. I mean, that the whole is definitely bigger than the sum of the parts. That's essentially what you're telling me, which I can appreciate that. Unfortunately, that doesn't work with everybody. And I think that we're in a situation with a young guy. I feel like we're in a situation with a young guy who's still trying to establish himself as being a good player in this league, one of the better players in this league. And I think what you're trying to sell me a 6th, 7th year guy who I've tried to do it my way and it really hasn't worked. So you know what? Maybe I should get on board on what you're talking about. That's I'm just trying to sell you a hooper that plays basketball and he knows he's good and he goes, and when he plays 16 minutes, it's the best 16 minutes he got. And when he plays 32 minutes, he looks like, man, why isn't this kid starting? You know what I'm saying? I understand that.
But we also know this is a business, right? He's not out there just for the betterment of the Warriors. He's out there for the betterment of himself and his family as well. And playing on an organization in which he saw another young player who they stuck in the G League come back up. He got an opportunity to showcase himself offensively. He gets a $33 million per year contract. Hey, I'm trying to do that. I.e. Jordan Poole. So yes, he's sitting back like, bro, if I get the opportunity to do what Jordan Poole did, I can either make money here or another team can see my talent, value me, and then pay me what I want to be getting paid. The guy that you're explaining, Ox, has to wait over and over and over again to try to get potentially 8, 9, 10 years into his career, a max contract. That's not what he's trying to do. If he feels like he's a max player, I don't want to assume a role for umpteen amount of years for a team when I'm trying to get paid. That's not what I'm trying to do. I want to get paid.
See, real talk, what you're explaining to me is what he wants and how he sees things, and I understand that. I'm not mad at that. Like I said earlier, I wanted him to be with Phoenix. I wanted him to go to another team. I didn't want Jonathan Kuminga to still be here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm understanding everything you're saying, but I'm also saying that I don't know if JK is who he thinks he is, and that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you my opinion. What he thinks is most important, and what what he does is it's all up to him. I hope the best for him. I hope it can work. I honestly do hope it can work out for the Warriors, and maybe he can make something happen because I think he fits. I think he can really help them win. But you know, like you said, he don't want that. So if he can go to the Charlotte Hornets and make max money and win over there, I don't think they'll win over there. But if he goes over there and make max money and he get to shoot a lot of shots and they get to be weak as hell, if that's your dream, JK, chase that shit.
Or
chase
with all you got, as good as Cade Cunningham. Right. If you got people around you telling you as good as Cade Cunningham, you need to get new people around you. Okay,
or maybe keep going.
I mean, a year or two ago, if he would have had you around him, you would have been saying it.
I as you were saying,
I said he was better than Cade Cunningham. Please,
No, you guys.
No,
what just said they both suck. That's what.
Cade had a lot of issues in his game, but thankfully, Cade is around people who can help him improve that because he doesn't think he's arrived. I didn't read any quotes. I didn't read any quotes from Cade Cunningham saying he was better than Michael Jordan or some shit like that 2 years ago when the Pistons were losing 28 straight. Okay, again, it comes down to this. He had a difficult time. Pardon?
Okay. Did Kuminga
say that? No, he did not.
No,
he didn't. But keep going.
He said he was as good as Cade and as good as Scotty. He deserves to get paid like them, and you're not.
What's
you're nowhere near.
Well, we don't know that though, Penn, because they haven't.
Defense?
Like, okay, Cade Cunningham is in a completely different situation. The Detroit Pistons said, "Here's the basketball. You are our guy. You are going to run our offense." We got a guy who's getting inconsistent minutes.
Okay,
real talk. The one guy that I think about.
Hold on.
The one guy that I think about in this situation, and I don't think that they're the same player at all. So please don't quote me on that. But I vividly remember in the 2000-2001 season, Kobe Bryant got up in front of the camera and said, "People just expected me to level off my play and do the same thing that I did last year, and I'm not. I work hard on my game, and I want to show that I've improved." And I feel like Jonathan Kuminga is looking at this situation like, yo, I'm not the same player that I was when I first showed up here. I'm not the same player that I was in year 2. I'm not the same player that I was last year. And I'm not getting an opportunity to show that I have improved, that I've gotten better, and that I have an opportunity, to your point, Real Talk, to get paid because I'm getting yanked in and out of the lineup. So I'm looking like a role player. I'm looking like a guy who's just something instead of me being actually a real part of what's going on here. So if you want me to be more than this, well, allow me to be that then. How about that?
No, this is a 5-on-5 game.
And if you don't think I'm that
good,
good,
real question.
Then trade me.
Forget this individualistic talk, man. Fuck this thing. The Warriors are bigger than Jonathan Kuminga. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, so here's my
question. Pin, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say that the Warriors might be bigger than Jonathan Kuminga, but they're not bigger than the whales at Splashsports. I need y'all to make sure you download Splashsports. They are sponsoring the panel. Y'all make sure that y'all go download them and use code PLAYER, okay? But stop playing against the house. Play other fans and still win even if you miss a leg. Quick Picks on Splash is their new peer-to-peer daily fantasy sports game where you pick more or less on at least 2 player projections. Your entry gets matched with other players at the same buy-in and pick count. Here's the kicker. It's fair matchmaking. You're competing against people, not the house. It's more strategy. There's a diverse range of lines. It means you can find multiple ways to outsmart other players. And that overall means better odds. You don't need a perfect card. Have more correct picks than the group and you win cash. If multiple players tie for the top spot, they split the prize. New users can use code PLAYER for a deposit match up to $50 and 100% boost on your first entry. Hit the link in the bio, build your quick picks, and let's see who really knows ball. Today we got Pinoro with 6.5 kicking points. We went more. Brock Purdy, less than 240 and a half pass yards. Chill, what you think about that? Brock going more than that?
This weekend, yes.
I thought so too.
He was rusty last week, so he'll be better this week. I think we're on the road again too, by the way. I don't even know who we play this weekend. I got to find out who we play.
Y'all play the Rams. Play the Rams.
That's right. The Rams on Thursday night, tomorrow night. I'm sorry. Yeah, we play the Rams tomorrow night.
I knew whoever made this slip didn't know ball as soon as I seen less for Brock Purdy. But anyways, carrying on. We got Jay Cardi, 7.5 more than 7.5 kicking points. Devontae Adams, 4.5 receptions, more, and last but not least, Jay Taylor for 88.5 rushing yards. We took the more on this one. Once again, man, y'all check out Splashsports where the biggest whales swim.
I have a question for y'all. So we want to say that Jonathan Kuminga deserves more minutes. So I want to create a situation. It's a playoff game, fourth quarter, can't change rotation. So if you start the quarter with this lineup, you've got to finish the entire game with this lineup, okay? Yeah, JJ Redick style. Your first 3 starters are your 3 best players: Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry.
Yes.
Your 5th starter is a mystery. You don't know who it's going to be. Would you take Jonathan Kuminga as your 4th starter in this lineup over Hal Horford.
You got to play him how long?
12 minutes straight in a must-win playoff game.
Who's the team we're playing against?
Doesn't matter. Any team. It's a generic lineup. That's just going to be.
Okay. How's Jonathan Kuminga playing in the game in the first 3 quarters?
You don't know. You gotta roll the dice. You gotta roll the dice.
Hey, give me Al Horford, bro. Because
what happens
if he my 4th starter, my 5th would be
no. If we are going to judge Steve Kerr, right, for not playing him, I want you to be Steve Kerr and tell me who you would play him over.
Steve Kerr. More information
wasn't on the team.
You didn't give us.
Well, not only that. To your point, Mars. Okay, we've seen him not be good in a bunch of quarters, aka not play at all, and then we've seen him get thrown in the lineup and get busy. So what happens? I don't have a problem putting Jonathan Kuminga in the game and playing the whole 4th quarter and him possibly getting busy. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay, cool.
I just think there's a lot
of Trace Jackson Davis.
No, I'm not even considering TJD. Respectfully.
Gary Payton II.
It would depend on the opponent.
Moses Moody.
I need to stop it. It would depend on how he's playing.
Another young player they've been going for years now.
Buddy Hield.
Hold on.
Buddy Hield has made 6 threes, then I'm playing Buddy Hield. But if Buddy Hield hasn't made shots, then I'm not playing.
But you don't get to know this. You can't qualify.
You said the 4th quarter, so I was sleeping for the first 3.
Yes.
Like that's a crazy hypothetical.
Like
it's not a crazy hypothetical. What I'm trying to get to. Well, let me ask you a question. If the question
that's
was not
the problem with your hypothetical, Pen. You asked it with a point you're trying to get to instead of us actually having a real, genuine hypothetical for it to play out. You were asking a question to come to a conclusion that you already had.
Okay,
so just say
if I asked you this question about a better player, you would have no trouble answering this question. If I asked you this question about, I don't know,
you dead ass asked us, who are we playing in the 4th quarter? We asked you, well, how is he playing in the first 3? And you told us,
okay,
we don't know.
Man, you wanted to answer a couple questions for you. Fine, look, you're playing the Lakers. Does that help you?
Okay, we're playing the Lakers. Okay, that does change. That does change the equation. Okay, that helps.
Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay, you're playing the Lakers. And you don't get to know, you don't have any information about how the first 3 quarters have been, but you do have to pick a lineup for the entire 4th quarter, and you cannot take them out. So whoever you lock in.
You said
with last year's Warriors team or this
year's Warriors team?
I would go Steph, Jimmy, Kuminga, Draymond, and Al Horford.
But that's not the hypothetical. You don't get to pick the 5th
yes,
starter.
It is.
That's not what I just say.
No. We don't get the 5th starter. No.
Jonathan Kuminga is fitting into your 3 best players. He's not one of your 3 best players. Are we in agreement on that? He's not one of your 3 best players. Can we agree on that?
Okay.
We agree. So he has to fit into a lineup. There's not another 4th. I'm sorry. Can you name me another 4th starter who's getting this type of love? You know anyone being like, oh my God, we really need to run more touches for Asar Thompson. Oh my God, I can't believe Jabari Smith is not getting more love in Houston. Come on, man. Y'all acting like
why is my lineup?
We're having a discussion about a 4,000. That's my issue.
Why is my lineup of Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, Al Horford, and Kuminga not valid?
It is valid because you don't get to pick.
It's not valid because I said you don't get to pick the 5th starter. The 5th starter is it's just like a Rolodex.
Hold on, Pin. Let me just say this about that though, because Mars, my issue with that was when you don't get to pick the 5th starter. If it's just randomly, then what if it is what's his name?
TJD.
TJD. What if it is TJD? Like then now I got Al Horford, TJD, and Draymond Green all on the floor together. So the hypothetical is messed up because, like Real Talk said, you have a point. Yeah, and it's just like if we had a little more information, we could have a genuine conversation. So it's just like we're just out here playing around in the dark. I do want to move on real quick, y'all. I got to get to the super chats. It's the last 10 minutes of the first hour of the show. So let's move on to some super chats real quick. Mm-hmm. We're going to kick it off with Tupac Westside. Says, good morning, Mars. I want to answer your question on the Vando optimism. In his 2nd season, he had a stretch where he was consistently giving double-digit points before he got hurt again against Boston.
His 2nd season in the NBA or 2nd season in LA?
It says his 2nd season. I'm not sure. Probably.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about LA because I remember the game Vando got hurt against Boston. We were in Boston. I think we had on the purple jerseys. AD and Braun were out. Boston had on the white jerseys. Tatum had on the pink shoes. And that's the game where Austin Reeves had like 35 points or whatever. But Vando got hurt in that game. But he was.
Is it the 7-game stretch where he had double digits 5 times? Is it that stretch?
I believe that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, he went 12, 12, 17, 14, 12, and 10. He did do that. And then he got hurt after that Celtic game. And he ain't play again for the rest of the season.
I'm not going to talk on this. Yeah, I'm not going to talk on a stretch of games I can't remember with any. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just okay. If that stretch of games is the cause for your optimism, I am not going to go back and watch those games. So I'm gonna just take your word for it. Have fun with
my optimism.
I will not have the optimism.
My optimism with Vanderbilt, Mars, is the fact that this season we can actually come in being focused on basketball, not rehabbing an injury. We can focus solely on being better. Tell me what I need to do to help this crew be. Tell me what I need to do to help this crew be better, as opposed to I got to rehab a foot injury or I got a shoulder injury and I can't really get any shots up or anything like that. That's where the optimism comes in with me. I already know who he is as a defender. I already know that he can defend on the wing. I think that he's one of the more solid defenders on the wing. He can't really stretch the defense as much, but I can focus on that in the offseason. I think he did focus on that in the offseason. And I think, again, you've made that point valid to me yesterday. This is where the optimism comes in, because this is where the offseason was. So we'll see what happens. That's why my eyes are
chill. The brother can't catch, chill. That's the thing. It's like, it's not even we can't stick him in the corner. We can't stick him in the dunker spot. We can't put him anywhere on offense, chill. He's just bad, bro. Like, honestly speaking, if Vando had some kind of offensive value, I would be talking crazy about the Lakers right now, because I think our roster would be pretty damn good. We would have Luka, obviously, LeBron, and then Vando would be our quasi little two-way wing or whatever. But he sucks on offense. So it's like, damn.
Now, real talk.
He can't catch, he can't shoot, he can't finish.
If he could PJ Tucker, like if he could just stand in
if he could just if
he could do one thing, stand in both corners and just shoot.
Now winning the NBA championship.
45%.
Winning the NBA championship.
He can't do nothing else. He's not going to screen. He's not going to roll. He's not going to pass. He might crash an offensive rebound. But if he could just stand in a corner and shoot 40+% from the corners, he could shoot 10% from above the break. But if he could just shoot 40% from the corners, that'll be extremely valuable during the regular season. Now in the playoffs, it will get shaky. But in the regular season,
real talk. Can I counter that with? And I've said this to you in the past. Have those injuries affected his game, or is that just him?
Well, because he's been trash on offense for years.
Yeah, I'll let
he wasn't terrible in Minnesota, Mars. I don't think he was terrible in Minnesota.
Chill.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was terrible.
I've always loved Vando's game. I was always pushing the Vando propaganda, but that was never because of his offense. I'll say that. It was never because of his offense.
Well, I never. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna tell you, because Vando actually played out here in high school in Houston. I think he played for like V Prep, but I think that was the name of the school at the time. And he played for Houston Hoops. And this is even when he was like a top 10 player in the country in high school. Even then, chill. It was like, yeah, he's rated high because he's just Swiss Army knife who can like guard multiple positions. Now, one thing he could do in high school, and there have been a little flashes of like he could pass, you know what I'm saying? He could play make a little bit, but he wasn't a good scorer in high school. And that's usually where NBA players are averaging, like, you know what I'm saying? In high school, they going crazy, 25, 30 plus. In high school, he couldn't score. He's been a bad scorer, shooter in his entire basketball career, including lower levels of basketball. He's not going to be a good offensive player.
Right.
He's just not going to be.
I don't really. Go ahead, Ox. I'm sorry.
Okay, you want to get that last point?
I just don't validate the scoring in high school. Derrick Rose averaged 14 a game in high school, so he wasn't a bucket getter when he was in high school. So
I have no idea about that.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of cats that that weren't high scores in high school, but then they kind of start scoring a lot more in college or something like that. But I think you're right though. Most NBA like scored a lot.
Yeah, most of them are bucket. And I never and again, I've never validated Vando as a great offensive player, but on a scale from 1 to 10, I don't think he's a 0. I think that those injuries, I do think that the injuries, to your point, real talk, I think that they affected. I think that they affected his confidence, his ability around the basket to score. Because I mean, I think it affected his athleticism. I think it had a lot to do with him mentally. Those injuries really slowed him down, and I think that we're going to see a different Vando this season because he's coming into the season healthy. Now, if I'm wrong, I will come up here and I will definitely eat it. Mars, this dude is garbage. Get him off the floor. He cannot help us. I will 100%.
Chill. I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I hope you're right too.
Hey, but you know what? Real talk.
I think we're in a different space with him, though.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Luka gonna get him going. That MVP Luka. If Luka can get Vando to average 12 points, that's for sure MVP.
For sure MVP. Not without a
question. Pimp named Slickback, and mind you guys, we already talked about this, so let's just zoom through this one a little quicker. Pimp named Slickback said, Wizards, Nets, and Raptors have not been interested in the trade. Kings and Suns are. Sabonis, Booker, DeRozan, Levine aren't deferring, so Buddy can prove himself. Penn and Ox are spot on. He needs to play a role.
Everyone needs to play a role. I don't think that's the argument. The argument is the argument that I'm making, and I think Real Talk's on the same side as me, is if the Warriors don't think he's good enough to be the player that Kuminga thinks he is, then what's the use for him on the roster?
You don't think he's good enough.
Yeah, and I'm fine. I'm just speaking from that perspective. If the Warriors don't think he's that good, so they can't justify giving him the minutes and the touches that he wants, but he's also not good enough to play a role, as we've seen the last 3 years, why do they keep him?
They don't.
That's a question. I'm actually asking.
FOMO. It's FOMO. Look. When I was making my hypothetical, y'all just wanted to run and jump and scream and
this
whatever.
One,
be like,
Shy Rankin said that's the goofiest hypothetical he's ever heard.
Yeah. you know what, Shy Rankin? Let me tell you why it's not a goofy ranking. Why it's not a goofy hypothetical. Because any player that he wants to put himself in conversations with, you would have no problem answering that question. But when it's Kuminga, you got to know who the fifth starter is. How's he playing before? Who is he playing okay? Who are we playing? Well, guess what, man? The kind of consistency you want. No, hold on. What is the criticism of Steve Kerr? Oh, he don't give him consistent minutes. You don't want to give him consistent minutes. If you wanted to give him consistent minutes, these questions mean nothing. If I tell you, you got Asar Thompson, you got Jaden Ivey, and you got Jalen Duren. You want Cade or you want Asar? You want Cade or you want Rod Holland? You don't want to think. You don't have to think. If I ask you, you want Scotty Barnes on the floor with your three other best starters, or do you want Precious Achiuwa? You don't have to think, or hopefully you don't have to think. I mean, maybe you want to think because you want to be a little bit goofy, or you want to push back. But I'm kind of sick and tired of every single time somebody wants to bring up something that's a little bit interesting on this show. You got loud ass people wanting to be like, oh man, that's a stupid hypothetical. Think before you speak. Why don't you think about the hypothetical? What am I trying to tell you? You're criticizing Steve Kerr for being inconsistent. You can't even be consistent because you want to know who we playing and all this stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And then what? People in the chat who'd be like, oh my God, Penn got cooked. Why? Because some people jump me. You want to jump an idea. You don't want to think about it. Think before you speak. How about that?
We tried to think about the idea of these new
because
ones.
I don't want to yell and scream and holler and make a fuss and a hoot and a holler, right? I just want to say
because we do got more.
Yeah, because exactly, and I don't want to yell at.
I don't know, real talk. That sounds like a crash out to me. That's what that's.
No, it is what it is. But look, Penn has been. I know. Penn was referring to me when he was talking about people that hoot and holler. So I want to talk to him calmly. So number one, I want to thank you for finally going ahead and coming to the conclusion that you wanted to and stating your point with when you threw out that bullshit hypothetical in the first place. Thank you for just actually telling us what you wanted to say. Secondly, you used that hypothetical in a limited amount of time. You brought up the fourth quarter, this many minutes left, who's going to be out here, to then come to the conclusion, as you later stated and said, well, you're mad because Steve Kerr doesn't give him consistent minutes, but y'all wouldn't do the same thing because you're asking all of these questions and who's in the game and who else is on the team and who's the fifth starter, yada, yada, yada. Mind you, consistent minutes also is from the first through the third. You're asking us about a specific situation and then coming to the conclusion that we wouldn't give him consistent minutes throughout a game. So even then, I think you should have set up that hypothetical better so we could have had a discussion that you wanted to have instead of one that came to a conclusion that you already came to before you even asked the show.
Why do I have to speed up because you refuse to slow down? Why can't I ask a question? No. Here's the thing, real talk. If you ask me a question, right? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to think about it instead of calling you an idiot and calling you, names and telling you to shut the fuck up. Like you are. Well, let's just be real. You can play calm right now, but
we got more super chats.
Yeah, for sure. But all I'm saying is, listen, if I'm bringing up a point, have the respect to assume that I have a point. And maybe you don't think I have a point, in which case maybe we have a larger issue that we need to talk about off air.
I'm saying you had a point, but you wanted to start it off as if you wanted our feedback. But in reality, in reality, you asked us a question that you wanted to answer in the first place. So what I was saying is just state your point. We don't have to go through a hypothetical and then we get to asking context around the hypothetical.
Why?
You see that? You see that as us being like hard-headed or stubborn or trying to like go around your point. No, we want to actually answer the hypothetical with as much information as we can. But that got in the way of the narrative that you wanted to drive before you actually.
All right, fellas. Let's end it there. Let's end it there with that point, and let's just move on to the next one. We all hear each other. Let's keep it going, y'all. In fact, Tough Bradley wants to hear from us, and he wants to know, hey guys, how and when did you realize you weren't making it to the major leagues of your respective sports? Anybody want to go?
In 2001, I was 20. I was going on 28 years old, and I was playing in the Long Beach Summer League, and I saw a dude that was like 33 years old, still playing in the league, still trying to make it, and I was like, I don't want to be that. I got to go back to school. I got to make sure that I get my degree because I don't want to be that. Because I'm not sure that I'm going to get paid playing professional basketball. So at that point, I ended up going back to school and I got my paper and I made sure that I had myself set up because I didn't want to be 33, 34 years old, still chasing something that was never going to happen.
Right.
So real talk, it was not Kobe Bryant. No, he did not shatter my dreams. No, he didn't. I would
have done it for me. Yeah.
I still thought I was nice. I did. I just thought like, I got a lot of work to do. That's all I thought. That's all it was.
Yeah, for me, it was around grade 7, grade 8, because there was this guy who was like really great. He was putting up 37 a game in high school over here, but they weren't really recruiting kids. Pardon?
Patrick Beverly?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, grade 8. So it was grade 8, and he was like in grade 10, grade 11, and he hadn't been recruited at all, and he's putting up 37 a game, and I'm like, he's my height. He's putting up 37 a game. To be recruited as a guy who's below 6 feet, unless you're averaging like 50, it's just not happening. So yeah, I went down to some camps, got to see the talent, got to see how good the players were. I was just like, I'm not that good. I'm not that good, bro.
Yeah, I was about 27 years old, I think. I was just like, yeah, there's other stuff to do,
So after I had already broke my leg, my tibia and fibula, and then I had multiple. By the time I got to college, I had torn my meniscus 2-3 times on the same leg. I'm like, you know what? I'm good on this, bro.
Thing ain't for me. Maybe this
I'm good on this, bro.
The thing is though, so like. To what's kind of what you were saying though, Chill. So I had just came home from Australia that summer, and I was just like, money ain't. I'm not at, I'm not playing in the Euro League, so the money ain't really all that. I can make that much over here. You know what I'm saying? And on, but you know what though? How you said you don't want to be that chill shit. I wake up every day and be like, you know what? Shit. Let me go get in the gym. I'll tell you what. I woke up this morning. I was like, you know what? I think I still got it. Got it there. Crack. I said, oh, never mind. Never mind. Chill out.
Nah, yo.
Oh man. Yeah. But you know what though? I do have a super chat that's gonna lead into the next conversation I want to have with y'all. Napheesa Collier declares war on the WNBA. And David wants to know, did y'all see the interview?
Hell
saw the whole. It was more of a statement than an interview, and
I don't think it was an interview
talk
at
about
all.
I want y'all to talk about. Chill, I'll let you kick it off. If you watched it, checked it out. What do you think about what she said, and changes and everything? I personally think that this was waging war on the commissioner. How do you feel about this? What y'all see?
I think that leadership, when you're talking about a league, I don't care where it is, whether it's in the NBA, whether it's in any sort of business, leadership comes from the top. And when leadership is bad, it just resonates throughout the whole crew. And I feel like with what Napheesa is talking about, she's talking about this commissioner doesn't really care about what we got going on. It's almost like we are irrelevant to her. Because remember who commissioners work for. Like Roger Goodell works for all 30 owners in the NFL. He does not work for the players. This commissioner works for the owners in the WNBA. So you guys are second. Whatever the owners want, that's what's important to me, not what you guys have going on. And Fee has a valid claim in what she's saying, because I vividly remember hearing David Stern say, quote, if I had to do it over again, we would be more diligent at regulating that sort of play. He was talking about the bad boy Pistons, which means that the league decides how games get called. Like in terms of the physicality, we decide how things are seen. And it looks to me like, in terms of what Fee was talking about, you guys are allowing this stuff and you guys aren't doing anything about it. So you don't really care about our well-being. On top of that, you're essentially telling us you should be lucky that you're here to be playing. Okay, that's valid, Mars. I think, to be honest with you, I am lucky to have a job. But you know what? You're lucky to have me too. Because without me, there is no league, which means you don't have a job neither. So I think that there's a respect factor that's not there. And because of that, I think we're in a space now where this commissioner may have to go. I do. I think we're in a space where this commissioner has to go, because I think that the players, I don't think they have any respect for him whatsoever. David Stern, there was a level of respect, even though the players didn't like him, there was a level of respect that the players had for David Stern. I don't think they have any respect for I think Engelbert is her name, Kathy Engelbert. I don't think they have any respect for her whatsoever.
Sure, you can't do both, right? You can't be disrespectful to players, not be in their favor, and also be the reason they're not getting paid. No, or at least part of the reason they're not getting paid. Now, I think when people don't like you, it's a little bit easier to start looking at what you're actually doing for me. You know what I mean? If I already don't like you, that quote, if Fee is correct, and that quote about Caitlin Clark should be on her hands and knees, that is some real problematic mentality. That is some serious slave owner mentality that she got.
I didn't want to say that, but that's really how I felt, to be honest with you. That's what
me,
it sounds
me
like.
too.
Shut up and be happy that you got a job. Shut up.
Yeah. And to be honest, like, there's a lot of people in the world that have this type of mentality. Let's just be real about it. They do end up in positions of power. I've always believed that people like Napheesa Collier are so important because she has this like very generous spirit about her. She, her and Stewie, they founded Unrivaled. What was the selling point of Unrivaled? Equity for players. You're going to be paid more than you've ever been paid before. You get to stay in the United States during the off season because you don't want to go to Russia. You don't want to go to Turkey. You don't want to go through, customs in Russia and shit and go through what Brittany Griner went through, right?
We just don't bring drugs to the country though.
Don't do that.
Sure, absolutely. But also getting jailed for having a little bit of weed is kind of crazy, right? Wouldn't you agree with that?
America, man. Hey, laws is laws in different countries. I can't say, if I know the law, I can't say, oh well, that shouldn't be the law. That's the law. Don't go to that country if you don't want to follow that law.
I think Russia has its own problems in terms of corruption and shit, but nevertheless, let's move on. Definitely do. I think Fee has always shown me this spirit of paying it forward. Service. She is a person who has always been of service to her teammates, to her family, and to her community. And everyone in Minnesota would tell you that she's so generous with her time with the media and stuff. She's a media darling for a reason. People love her for a reason. And what she's doing with Unrivaled, players love her. And she has become this voice for the players right now. And she is assuming a place that is able to make some change. As one of the best players in the WNBA or the NBA, you have a disproportionate amount of impact, money, but also responsibility to your co-players.
Well, Penn, it's not so much that she's just a great basketball player. It's the fact that she is the vice president of the WNBA Players Association.
For a reason.
I mean? So she, because she is this type of person. She is the type of person to stand up. She is the person to defend others. She is that person. I'm happy that Fee did this. So yesterday I talked about it at first, and I was like, I'm happy. But then I did a second analysis of it as well. And I mean, it's a lot to it as far as I'm not gonna go ahead and just demonize Kathy based off of one statement that Fee made in an alleged conversation, because I didn't hear Kathy say these things. And I'm not calling Fee a liar. I'm just saying that I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt here. And it's just one press conference in bad reffing. People get really upset when they see bad reffing and they look for somebody to blame. And I think there should be something done about the reffing. I don't think it's consistent at all. And I think somebody could really get hurt. And I definitely don't want to see that.
Does it swing you at all that so many players came out in support of Fee?
Well, I think there's a lot of people frustrated, and I think that the reffing issue has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I think they're also upset about the money issue. We've talked about this time and time again, and you can't just, obviously, yes, you deserve more, but you can't just go from 9% to 50% in one off season. You know what I'm saying? That can't happen. So while, yes, I do believe these ladies deserve to get paid much more, you can't just happen overnight. The reffing situation, when you got bad, look, nothing frustrates me when I was playing ball long time ago, when I was playing basketball, nothing frustrated me more than bad reffing. Also, I've also been in situations where my money was late, and nothing has made me more mad than not getting my money on time. So imagine having bad reffing and not getting the money you want. I'm pissed at somebody. So when I hear somebody like Napheesa Collier go up there and say these things and talk, oh yeah, Fee, get her, Fee. But let's slow down,
but there's a big difference between you and Fee.
Yes, but no, I'm not trying to say there's a thing between us. I'm not trying.
No.
What's the difference, Penn? Because
Thank you, Chill, because that is the point we're going at, which is intellectual curiosity here. The difference is Fee runs a league. Fee runs a league. She's done the job. She's not just a frustrated player. You might be a frustrated player who's afraid, who's pissed off. The refs are not right. You can roll your eyes all you want.
So none of these other players
have a league.
Doing the job. If you run a league, you got a husband who's doing the same work. You're doing that work. You create the league. You get sponsorships. You get partnerships. You get arena deals. You get TV right deals.
And how many other players have done that, Penn? So let's stay focused on the question you asked me. Hold on, Chill, because you just opened that can for Penn. He talking about what's the difference is the same difference with everybody else, Penn. You can't say that and then talk about, well, these other players are frustrated too. None of these other players' husbands are the president of Unrivaled. None of these other players, except for Breonna Stewart, have founded a league as successful as Unrivaled. So once again, what I say is, yes, I expect people to be upset. Why? Their money isn't what they think it should be, and they got bad refs. That can be fixed. That's something that can be fixed. That's something that Cheryl Reeve said needs to be fixed. And I think Kathy hears her. I think everybody hears her about the refs. Once again, I'm just not gonna just demonize. Now, there's already been talking that she's gonna step down, and if she does, and they get somebody better in there, that's great. But what I'm saying is, I'm just not gonna just demonize this lady because Fee had a 4-minute statement, and then a bunch of other players supported it. While I know they're upset about things that can be fixed. That's all I'm saying.
I wanted to make one little point. I do think it's very nasty if Kathy told Fee that Kaylin Clark, of all people, should be grateful for the platform that the W provided her. Respectfully, players like Kaylin Clark and Angel Reese are part of the reason why you just signed that new media deal. because they were already established superstars heading into the W. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the biggest lie athletes have ever been told in sports is to not worry about the refs and they don't impact the outcome of the game. That's the biggest lie ever told to any athlete. I understand why coaches say it. I know you want to control what you can control, woo, yada, 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 but it can't be so blatantly bad that, like, you have to say something at that point. And it's been that bad in the W. So I'm glad somebody finally said it. I think the NBA, some of the NBA players should have been doing this a long time ago too, with people like Joey Crawford, who was throwing people out sitting on the bench. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when he threw Tim Duncan out when he was on the bench?
He got suspended for the rest of the playoffs for that.
Happening.
He got suspended for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, now he's in the Hall of Fame. So it works.
That's crazy.
But why? I'm once again, I don't want to call Fee a liar, and I refuse to do that.
I don't think
what I'm saying. Any of that stuff. What I'm saying is, imagine you being the commissioner and telling the vice president of the WNBA Players Association that this player should be grateful and be on her knees and all of this. Now, I'm not saying Fee making it up. I'm just saying, Chill.
You kind of are.
I'm kind of not. You should kind of listen. What I'm saying, Chill, is that if there's a reason Fee is doing this as well, and I'm not. But hold on, Chill, because I'm going to lay this out to you.
Keep going.
Chill. If Chill, let's say me and you, let's say last All-Star game, me and you was kicking it, and I tell you something about Dave or somebody higher up that's they doing some funny business, right? And I'm like, oh, next year when the season starts, they saying that we should do this, but we could really do this. And I tell you that, and it affects everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't say nothing to nobody, but you wait until something goes wrong, but you got some type of leverage. Like, for instance, let's just lay it all out. She told Fee this at Unrivaled, right?
In confidence, by the way.
In confidence, but at that moment, the vice president of the Players Association knows we don't have good leadership. She doesn't care about us. You wait, but then you start the season.
Mm-hmm.
Play a whole season for a league that feels this way about its players.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wait till after you get kicked out the playoffs while the season's still going to let the cat out the bag. Spill the beans.
I think you're looking at it in a different way.
You got your season, your league's about to start in a couple months.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, let's cause a little chaos in the house. You know what I'm saying? Shake it up while we about to get started over here. Now, Fee might have all good intentions. Chill. Fee might have all the good intentions. I'm just saying something's a little fishy, and that's it. That's all I'm saying.
Now, to your point, Ox, I don't think it's a coincidence that, like you just mentioned, that the Unrivaled is about to start. Well, I also don't think it's a coincidence that we got a labor deal coming up too. Don't leave that part out. I mean, I think that's very important to mention. But Ox, you're a very smart man. I've heard you talk more than once, more than twice. You're a very smart man. Ox, is it ridiculous for me to think that a commissioner is feeling herself and big timing the Players Association president? Is it ridiculous for me to think that? I don't think that. I 100% think that she got in front of Fee and said, "Bitch, you should be happy that we doing what we doing for y'all. Who you think you are? This league wasn't doing anything before, and now we doing this. So you should be happy with what's going on." Even if she said it in confidence, I'm certain that it was a conversation. It probably wasn't to that magnitude, but it was something like that, right? So with that being said, Fee, to your point, she probably held on to that. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this. Once the season ends, we had one of the best seasons in WNBA history this season. We had a great playoffs. On top of that, we got a labor agreement coming up. With this labor agreement coming up, we got leadership who's already unstable, which I think that if Kathy's out, I think that this collective bargaining agreement, I think it's going to go a lot smoother if she's out, to be quite honest with you. I don't think that it's going to be a situation where she's still there. We might have a lockout, and I think a lockout would really screw them up. But real talk to your point, as an official, before the season starts, we come in as a group of all the referees. We come in as a group, and we have what's called a point of emphasis for the season. All right, we're going to pay attention to traveling more. We're going to pay attention to hand checking. We're going to pay attention to something specific, right? So in the process of us paying attention to something specific, We also talk about what we're not going to call. All right, we're gonna pay attention to coaches being out of the coaching box. This kind of stuff where you see players getting roughed up, where you see players getting beat up, the league is allowing that because as a referee, I got to call what I see. If they're telling me that this isn't a point of emphasis, that we got to pass on this, I can't do it. And the reason why I can't do it is because I want to referee in the playoffs. I want to referee the bigger games because the checks are bigger. If you notice, there's the same people refereeing in the playoffs. If you notice, there's the same people refereeing in the NBA championship. Is that just because they better? No, it's because they following the rule. It's because they're following the letter of the law, which is the point of emphasis. So, I mean, I think we're in a situation where leadership in the WNBA is a little unstable right now. So they got some explaining to do. They do.
Can I ask y'all a question? I want to ask y'all a question real quick. I feel this way, and I want to know how y'all feel. Mars, I want to know how you feel about this. Do you feel that it's a conflict of interest for the founder of a competing league to also be the vice president of the WNBA Player Association?
Yes.
I think it's a conflict of interest. 100%. I think it's a conflict of interest, and that's another reason I just think there's something fishy going on. I don't know. But once again, I said this yesterday. If you tell the truth, I don't care when you tell the truth. So if he's telling the truth, everything she said is true, then I don't care when she said it. I'm happy you're telling the truth. But I also know you're trying to weaponize that conversation. No matter what you're trying, and you should take advantage, or not even take advantage, but you should let people know what's happening. If she's saying these things behind closed door, 100% you should let that be known. But I know that Fee is playing chess right now.
But she absolutely should, because I think number one, because Chill brought up they're about to do another CBA, collective bargaining agreement. I'm pretty sure, right? And then to me, I think every WNBA player should be playing an unrivaled. I don't think there's another better like leveraging tool than, hey, we have our own league. And what they just got valued at like $300 million or something.
And we got a TV deal too, real talk. And we got a TV
right.
deal.
So I'm saying
their average salary, real talk, in Unrivaled is $220. The average salary in the WNBA is $120.
Right. So and Fee and Fee's husband runs that league. So I do agree with you that she's definitely weaponizing that conversation. But to me, I'm saying I think it's for the betterment, though, of her, the players. I think she should. And she's negotiating in live and in action. I think she should do.
Wait, well, real talk. I was looking up some more about that yesterday, right? And I was, I was actually just learning a lot. The thing about it is, so Fee's husband, I think his name is Alex Bazell. He's the president, but the commissioner of Unrivaled is Mickey Lawler. And she was the president of the Women's Tennis Association, and she's credited for like expanding women's tennis, bringing a lot more sponsorships, bringing a lot more money. So the commissioner over there, Mickey Lawler, she's a beast in sports. You know what I'm saying? Like she was on the men's tennis circuit before she went to the women's tennis circuit. So she's known for getting those players paid. She was an agent first. Their company over there, they had like 1,600 clients in 85 countries. Like she's a dog when it comes to getting players paid. I think that has a lot to do with how much endorsements they're getting, how much their players are already average making $100,000 more than the average pay in the WNBA. Also, with that being said, to be fair, you got to remember, like Unrivaled, everybody's kind of playing. It's not like there's a lot of low level players. So I think. Yeah, that's true. I think the average salary is a little skewed based on that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because it's less play. Because there's less players. But Penn, to your point, I mean, because you seem a little agitated about the conflict of interest. Penn, you can't be the founder of Burger King but then be the president of the union for McDonald's. That's not the way that works, brother. No,
direct conflict of interest right there.
I think what Fee has done over the last 3 years for women's basketball, in terms of opening avenues, not just for herself, not for her husband, they're doing it for everybody. What they are trying to do is create some fairness in this field. And the reason that they're doing this is because they're sick and tired of Kathy Engelbert, frankly, dropping the ball. Because there's an opportunity here, And it's really frustrating as an underling, which is to say as a player for the Minnesota Lynx, right? It's really frustrating to see an opportunity and to have a league office that believes you should settle for less. I hate to say it, but there's a lot of women that don't think a lot about women. They don't think a lot of women. Some of the most sexist people in the world are women. They think nothing of women. They think women deserve less. I have researched this for 15 years of my life, and you will be so surprised at how many cases of oppression it is women who are coming down on women and holding women down. Kathy Engelbert is an example of that type.
So
of
basically,
woman.
you're saying women are the problem.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. See, you should try to listen a little bit more. You know,
My bad.
What I'm trying to say here is you're the problem.
Why is that?
Because
Ox or Kathy?
No, Ox. Because in this episode, what you have done, no, not black men, Ox specifically. What you have done is you have raised doubt on Fee's motivation when you really haven't thought about Fee's motivation. You've raised doubts about her.
I haven't thought about it. That's the only reason I said that.
You said that.
Because I thought about it.
Okay, listen, because I paid a lot of attention to what you said over the last 20 minutes. Let me try to summarize some of the stuff that I think you said. And this is, again, me interpreting. You've called into question. You've called into question her motivation to do this after the season, implying, why didn't you do this before the season now that you're knocked out?
Yes,
so now a random
that,
person listening to this with no insight, maybe not even, gonna go and listen to what Fee said, not research the economics of the WNBA, what these players could be getting paid. What those people are going to think is, oh, she just mad.
I don't care what those people think, and you shouldn't care what those people think either. If you're not invested in this, like if you don't care about the WNBA, you're not going to listen to Fee's interview. Your opinion on what I think about it means absolutely shit to me.
This is beyond WNBA. Okay. This goes to women's sports.
I'm talking about the WNBA. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm having a conversation about this topic.
They are not fairly paid.
Wait. That's not even up for debate, Penn. I said that a moment ago. I said, man, let's just go to another super.
What? Wait. Ox, where you are, I think Ox is in the. I think Ox is in the. I think Ox is in the right neighborhood. I just think that he knocked on the wrong door. What I mean when I say that, Ox, is the motivation. What I'm saying is the motivation for Fee. I think it had a lot to do with the collective bargaining agreement coming up. You saying about them getting knocked out the playoffs with Unrivaled. I also think that that's valid too. I 100% think that that's valid. I think that that has something to do with it, especially considering how leadership is having a difficult time right now and leadership is unstable. 100%. I think it's more for them to get a better deal and for them to get Engelbert out, because I think she's the problem, and I think that these negotiations will go a lot smoother if this were able to go through. I think these negotiations would go a lot smoother.
I want to just reiterate, just for the people in the back and the people that maybe just walked in and got the wrong idea. I just want to be clear about what I'm saying. I think that if there is faulty leadership, I think the vice president, Napheesa Collier, and the president, Nneka Ogwumike, of the WNBA Players Association need to speak up and protect the players. If Kathy Engelbert is incompetent, if Kathy Engelbert has the wrong motivations, if Kathy Engelbert doesn't care about the players, get her ass out of there.
Which sounds like she doesn't.
100%.
When they launched,
real quick, because I want to make sure, because I think people might have heard what you said and might get the wrong idea and think I am the problem. I want people to understand. I want people to understand what I'm saying really quick. Is that if there's an issue there in the leadership, it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be fixed quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I also think that Napheesa Collier has some motivation, and that's not wrong. Her and her family have put a lot of money into this. They're doing something for the women in the WNBA to where they don't have to go play overseas. They don't have to do this. They can come play over here. I support Unrivaled. I love Unrivaled. I watched as much as I could. I'm tapped in. I think that's a good league, a good thing they got going on. I also understand that in this business, you have to make money. I think Napheesa Collier wants to build her league. I think Napheesa Collier did this and said this at a calculated time. I think there's also a conflict of interest that she's in the WNBA Players Association, and she's running this other league. I think that's a conflict of interest. That's all I said. I think if Kathy Engelbert is an issue, get her out of there.
And why does she want the WNBA to be better? Why does she want better for the WNBA? When they launched Unrivaled, what was the first selling point? You're going to have equity and you're going to be paid more than you've ever been paid before. There's one way of looking at this.
More than you ever been paid before in the W.
Yes, because more than you've been paid in the W. You're going to be able to stay in America. Why do this? Is it for yourself? Possibly. Sure. Nobody asking you to do charity. You're doing a lot of legwork. You deserve to be paid for it, and you deserve some recognition for it. But this
also
idea,
it is 3-on-3 basketball.
Look, man. I told you. I'm trying to read through the words because people be saying a lot of stuff, and then they introduce a little bit of a but. I'm not calling Fee a liar, but I want to give Kathy Engelbert the benefit of the doubt. Why? Let's give Fee the benefit of the doubt. And she didn't just lie into a microphone. How about that? Number one. Number two. Let's not act like no. Hold on. For people who have not been following this situation, let me make it clear. Napheesa Collier and many players in the WNBA have had an issue with Kathy Engelbert for years. When they brought the WNBA, when they brought Unrivaled, they talked about this. They've talked about leadership in the WNBA. They've talked about what they've done for brand sponsorships to create value. They're doing this for a reason. And you may interpret that as, well, they want to do this to destroy the WNBA to make Unrivaled better, or the conflict of interest or whatever. What I think, and I hope that this is proven true, is what they want is for Kathy Engelbert to get out of the way so that a more progressive, more business-minded, and hopefully someone who respects players and the game that they're playing a little bit more, who care about players getting injured, who care about refereeing, who care about all the things that players have issues with, that they want that person to come in and take the W to the next level. And you know what that will do? That will create another unrivaled opportunity, but even greater than unrivaled. What I don't think Napheesa Collier is trying to rip the WNBA apart so that unrivaled will be better, because that would be the conflict of interest. Chill, you asked me about Burger King and McDonald's. Well, let's just see. If my goal is for Burger King to be better than McDonald's, it's a conflict of interest. If my goal is for America to eat more burgers, it ain't that. You
don't think Fee wants Unrivaled to be better than the WNBA?
No, I think she wants women's basketball to be great.
And if it means Unrivaled,
you don't think so Penn, when you founded your movie, sorry, your film festival, sorry. When you founded your film festival, you wasn't like, I'm gonna make this the best film festival I can, even if it means being better than another film festival. You think that Napheesa Collier founded Unrivaled, was like, you know what, Stewie, let's make it the best we can. But wait, better than the WNBA. If we get too close to being better than the WNBA, we need to stop and pump the brakes. We went and got Mickey Lawler. We went and got Mickey Lawler to be the commissioner of our league because we didn't want it to be great. We went and got a great woman in sports in general to head this league because we don't want it to be better than the W.
Yeah, not everyone thinks that way. Not everyone thinks that way. I think some people think differently. And you asked me a question about the film festival. I'll tell you. You're saying I have juried other film festivals. I have juried other film festivals. Every young film festival has come after us, that's reached out to me to help them. Free consultation. I have helped them. Any festival in this city, any filmmaker in this city. My goal with Pendants was to create a new standard for how filmmakers are treated, because I thought filmmakers were being treated like garbage by film festivals. There were festivals in the city that weren't paying for air travel. We paid for air travel. You know how we paid for air travel? Because I paid it out of my own fucking pocket. Even when we didn't have sponsorships, I lost money every year. I lost $40,000 on Pendants year 4. Happily did it because I knew that the filmmakers would be treated well. And you know what that has done? That has created an impact where other festivals are like, if they can do it, shit. Now that changes the standard. Now filmmakers will go and say, you know what? Pendants can do it. Why can't you do it? And the question is, that's the point. Napheesa Collier, I believe, and again, I don't know.
Collier ain't losing no money.
Napheesa Collier is paying players.
That's why she said
paying players more money is losing money.
That's why she said I'm not worried about no fine because she getting paid.
We're not.
Chill. Because Penn lives in this fantasy land.
No, I don't live in fantasy land.
Chill.
Not
who's getting
selfish.
paid? Who's getting paid? Chill. And
you
think the fees are getting? You think the fees are not getting paid?
Yes, somebody getting paid. Somebody getting paid.
Chill. This is simple math. If they pay, okay, we just said that Unrivaled pays players on an average of $220,000, right?
Yeah,
and the
I
WNBA, you
said
said that. Okay, cool. You get credit for that. You said 220,000 and the WNBA pays 110,000, right? Can we agree that if that can we agree? Sorry, what'd you say?
120 on average.
Okay, 120,000 on average. And the rookies, by the way, three of the most popular players in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige Beckers are getting paid even less than that, right? So those players getting paid very little money. So when you make a different equation, let's just say Unrivaled says, we're not going to pay 220. We're a new league. We're independently funded. Y'all come over here and play for 60,000. Wouldn't they make a little bit more money? They make a hell of a lot more money. So you don't have to pay players 220,000. You're giving players a chance to stay in America, play 3-on-3 basketball, and oh, by the way, what's the other thing with Unrivaled? You're going to have the best trainers in the world. You're going to have the best development in the world. We're going to get you ready for the WNBA season. They're not trying to replace the WNBA. I think you're viewing this from such an antagonistic point of view of, one league can survive. They're trying to create year-round women's basketball. And that's the point.
But Pin, stop saying I said something I didn't say, bro. Let's just move on because
I didn't do that.
Go ahead, Retalk.
I want like 30 because I actually do agree with Penn on this. I think the purpose of Unrivaled is to put as much pressure on the W, so then they get treated how they want to in the W, so then they don't have to play in Unrivaled. Like, to me, that is the point. It is to create a standard in which, yeah, we want to set this as a standard. We also want to prove that we have this level of value, so you can't keep devaluing us and saying that us as players or these certain players don't have a value or whatever because we're proving it in our own league. I do think that is the point of Unrivaled. So I don't think Fee is doing it to be better than the W. I don't think that is the point. I think the point is to apply pressure to the W to be better for the players, so then they don't have to play an Unrivaled.
Right. Once again, real talk. I didn't say that. What I did say is I don't think Fee's not trying to be better than the W. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think she's trying to. I don't think she's trying to take the W down, but I do think that the timing was peculiar. That's all I said. Once again, I didn't say she lied. All I said is I didn't hear Kathy say that. I'm not going to demonize this woman off of one 4-minute statement.
Is it possible she didn't want to be a distraction to her team? Is it possible that she wanted to wait for her season to end? Is it possible they were a championship contender all year and she didn't want to become the media thing?
Anything's possible, Pin. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe give her the benefit of the doubt that you're giving Kathy.
Maybe not.
Maybe Kathy didn't say these horrible things. Maybe she didn't have some calculated thing where she's some loser over refereeing, right?
I don't know Napheesa Collier, just like I don't know Kathy. I don't know either of these women. So therefore, I'm not going to demonize one because one said something for 4 minutes. I'm saying if she said those, bro, you know what?
I agree with that. I think she said it. I'm not gonna lie. And,
she probably did say it.
I 100% believe she said it. And I'm gonna end this real talk, but this shit sound like you are entertaining another chick. You ain't getting with her, but you entertaining another chick to make your chick step her game up.
That's
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't leaving your chick.
You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get a fresh cut. I'm finna put on some cologne. You feel me?
Yep.
Hey, I ain't trying to leave you. I'm just trying to make
leaving
sure
you, but let you know that you either get on your game or I'm out. Get on your game.
And that's
if I come back home and them dishes not done and there ain't no hot food on the plate.
Okay.
I'm glad we had a
shout out.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Shout out to Fee because you know what I'm saying, she's looking out. She's doing her job. She's doing her job.
That's what you're supposed to do, Ox. I mean, you're the president. Right. You're the president, the vice president of the union. Your job as the president of the union is to look out for my best interests. That's your job, to make sure that I'm straight. Whatever I need, that's your job.
Exactly, Chill. That's all I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Keep doing your job, Fee. Cowboy Bob. Like I stated years ago on Chill with Chill, the WNBA should have a second tournament. Those not in the playoffs playing a $5 million tournament. They play in women's college stadiums. They have state women's champions doing media day. Winner take all. Go, New York, go. Okay.
Penn had a really good point about women not supporting women, though. He did. I think that's a fact. A lot of these WNBA arenas, even when the ABL was going on, I remember the San Jose team. Like those arenas were empty. Yeah,
I tried to get my girl to watch WNBA. She said basketball is a men's sport.
Yeah, you're not coming to the game, so don't say that. So don't say that you were coming because you weren't coming. You were not.
Penn, I'm really happy that you opened my eyes to that today, man. I didn't know women were the problem until you told me. Now I understand.
I'm not saying women are the problem.
They're part of it, though. They are part of it.
A lot of women have been a problem. And you would assume that all women want to support women, but in a lot of cases, some very powerful women actually got into those positions because they don't like women. A lot of very powerful women in powerful situations, they be the ones who'll be declining every single, sexual harassment case. They'll be the ones telling, shut up. I went through it. You went through it. I think what I can say is hurt people, man. That's what I can say.
I can get with that.
Cowboy Bob said he will explain next Chill with Chill. We'll be doing Chill with Chill again on Saturday. Cowboy, pop up and explain that last super chat. Appreciate you. What's that about? Trayvon Ray said Fee's opening statement was, "It's not about W's and L's." Of course.
I mean, she did congratulate Phoenix on getting to the NBA, getting to the WNBA finals. She definitely did that. So it doesn't, and what it did not sound like, listening to her, Ox, it did not sound like sour grapes. No, it didn't. It did not sound like a woman that has sour grapes because they lost in the playoffs. It sounded like somebody who was looking for an opportunity. Even if they would have won, to be honest with you, even if they would have won, I still think we would have gotten this statement eventually from Fee. I don't think this is something that just because they lost, okay, this is the time. No, if they was in the WNBA finals, all right, this probably ain't the right time to do this right now, but as soon as this is over, I'm putting it on blast. 100% I'm going to put it on blast.
If they won, I don't think she's saying it. But I still don't think that that's like wrong or anything. Sometimes I do think actually, not only, I think if she wasn't hurt, I think she wouldn't have been saying it. But I don't think that's a problem, though. There's sometimes, what they call it, the straw that broke the camel's back. Sometimes it just take that one last thing to be like, you know what? F it. I'm finna talk my mind now. Speak my mind.
Real talk. Real talk. Are you not upset, but are you disappointed in Caitlin Clark for not making a comment?
No, not really. I think Caitlin Clark really, for the most part, to be honest with you, I think she's somebody that just wants to mind her business for the most part. That's
at least right now. Really, at least right now.
She just want to play basketball, bro. She just want to
play. Yeah, I mean, when she gets hit with like the questioning of her fans and they're doing this, they're doing that. What do you think about the fees? I think she like, you know what? I'm just trying to get back healthy so I can get back on the court and play ball, bro. Like, I think that's kind of where she is mentally. I really don't have a problem with that.
Honestly. The person who complains about calls to every single referee every day, 1,000 times a game, is a person who's just trying to play basketball. She don't want to have anything to do with it. No, I think this comes down to, do you support? I don't think that Paige Beckers is a year younger. She's a year behind her. And what did Paige Beckers do? Posted a story saying Queen Fee. The players who are supporting Fee right now are okay. Yeah, but you know what? When you're famous, basketball player with 2 million followers,
went to UConn. They have a relationship there. Let's not act like that's not a part of it.
That's big sis.
They have a relationship there. They both went to the same school. They know each other. So I think that's part of it. Number two,
that's a fair point.
Number two to Real Talk's point. First and foremost, let's not forget, Real Talk, I just got the job. It ain't like I've been here for 6 to 7 years, right? I just got the gig, and I'm really trying to establish myself. Y'all got people here to handle this kind of stuff. So even though I am one of the ambassadors of the game, okay, I'm still trying to learn this ambassador thing. So maybe I shouldn't be answering. You should be talking to my uncle.
Everybody ain't activist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. You should be talk to my uncle. You should talk to my father.
When did Caitlin become an ambassador? She's a basketball player. And you know what, Chill, what I have a real issue with is this. The whole world's calling for Caitlin Clark to jump on this crusade that Napheesa Collier started, right, Chill? But I'm just wondering why Napheesa ain't pick up a microphone last year when Caitlin Clark was running around getting her ass kicked all season.
Roughed up.
When they was out there physically assaulting Caitlin Clark last season, how come the Fizz didn't pick up a microphone and say, you know what? I'm calling Kathy out because she's not protecting the cash cow. She's not protecting the golden goose, and she's out here getting her bell rung. Why she ain't pick up the microphone then?
Well,
my only question.
Well, because
maybe
they're
not
got
cool
the
like
job.
that.
Yeah, but that got a lot to do with it too, Penn. Yes.
No, 100%. It don't.
Yes, it do.
She is the vice president of the WNBA Players Association.
She is the vice president,
they just some little catty broads. Then we need to just forget this conversation.
Oh, that's definitely going on too, Ox. Don't leave that part out. That's definitely happening. But my best interest
is for self.
No, she is not.
That's what Pinch said. That's what Pinch said.
No. Excuse me.
That's what you just said. You said that they not cool, so she's not speaking up for us. So I mean, she for self.
What I'm saying, what I'm
saying, for
saying,
everybody else.
Who would have knew? Except for Kevin Clark. Gotcha.
What I'm saying is, if to your point, to pick up the microphone and advocate for Caitlin Clark, Ox, I'm pretty confident if Paige got roughed up like Kate did last year, she would have said something about that. I'm confident she would have said something about that.
And I think Paige has earned that. And I think Paige has earned that. And you know what? You earned that by being who you are.
Y'all are sick, man.
There's nothing sick about that.
Even if Paige has earned that, Penn, I mean, Caitlin did too. Just so
it's a relationship business, Chill. If you are going to be mum, listen, let's put it this way. If we have some sort of controversy on PC, right? And everybody's standing in solidarity, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to stand in solidarity about this issue. You don't think you're going to be looking at me a little bit different next week? Like, why don't you stand with us? When we had an issue, why don't you stand with us? Why are you always trying to stand apart from us? Well, you earn your loyalty, okay? You earn your loyalty with the conversations you have off the air, right? So I think that, if Caitlin Clark wants to be one of the women in the WNBA, maybe start supporting causes that actually impact other women other than yourself.
An advocate, Penn. Not everybody is Malcolm. Not everybody is Martin. Not everybody is Medgar Evers. No.
Cool. Nobody's asking you to lead the movement. Can you participate in the movement as the biggest name in WNBA basketball? Can you participate?
They didn't love her last year, so she don't love them this year.
Okay, cool.
Mo says, salute, fellas. Chill. Who's the worst passer point guard you've seen? W Show and W host Ox.
I have not thought about that. Who is the worst passing point?
He just wants you to hate. That's crazy.
Yeah, I have not. That's not something I thought about, brother. I apologize. No, nope. I have not thought about that. Yeah,
I wouldn't have any.
I don't have an answer for that, real talk, because I'm not looking at like great point guards and going, you suck as a passer. I don't really know many. Now there might be some like, Rod Strickland ain't John Stockton. Right, Penny Hardaway ain't Magic. I could definitely get with that. Fat Lever ain't Isaiah, but he can pass. But he's a worse passer. I haven't really thought about that. That's interesting.
Jaza said, "Oh shit, real talk without the fitted."
Real talk. I did notice. I don't want
to. The follicles got to breathe a little bit.
I don't want to get. I might cut myself one because that edge up is super sharp. I don't want to get too close to you. I don't want to cut my hand. I don't want to get cut, yo.
Those be those $80 haircuts.
60.
That's 80
Haircuts
Canadian,
are too
bro.
expensive, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man.
That shit sound wild.
Bro, why do people want to? Bro, what's up with these barbers just raising the price every year? Do they have a barber meeting at the end and be like, hey, if everybody goes up, they can't really complain? That's what happens. Everybody has a meeting. Hey, if everybody go up to $50, $60, then
I already shared this. I ain't never paid more than $22 for a haircut, and I'm never going to.
Teddy Hart said, "Chill." It's Westbrook.
No, it is not. That's just not true.
Yeah, it is. Shout out to Teddy Hart, knowing basketball.
You guys telling me Russell Westbrook. Okay.
Russell Westbrook of all the league guards, of all the great ones, Russ is the worst of every last one of them. Give me a break. Nah.
We were moving on, but Tupac Westside sent a super chat, and I'm gonna read it before we get to the next topic. Tupac Westside said, "Gotta disagree, Penn. Just because you're famous doesn't mean you have to speak out on political, social issues, and you're not a bad person for doing so. Mike and Kobe didn't."
That's just not my lane. I mean, if we have advocates in the game, right? We got advocates in the game, right? We do. We got advocates in the game. And because we got advocates in the game, we let them do that. I ain't one of those guys. And if that's what you're looking for, I ain't the one you should be going at. I'm not the one you should be following. Nah.
You don't have to be political, but I have to get a sense of like you trying to leave something for somebody else, right? It can't be just all about you, right? And there's a lot of players that make everything about them. Their contract negotiation about them. That's why I'm not really up here supporting Jonathan Kuminga, even though I have some gripes about how he's been used. Part of me is like, you know what? You got 15 guys in the locker room trying to go for a championship. You holding up an entire offseason because you think you're a fucking all-star and you're not. So I really don't like this idea of like putting self above everybody else. That's not really, you know, and I think for Caitlin Clark, you don't have to be front and center on the picket line, but can you voice a little bit of support? Can you at least not be going against it? And when you're this big, you got a lot of power.
This was my other thing too, though, y'all. There probably are some players in the W that don't have a problem with Kathy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's you know what I'm saying? I'm sure this isn't 100% thing. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of players in the W that are like, hey, I don't feel the same way you feel, so I'm not gonna support that. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being your own person, having your own feelings, and you know, having a different relationship with somebody than other people have. I mean, I don't think we've discussed that. Like, what if Caitlin is fond of Kathy? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always that. There's always that.
Also, we never know what people are doing not publicly. Like that's also the other part. Like there are so many, and I'm sure Peyton, you know this, of movements and things that happen. There are so many people who did a lot for said movement behind the scenes that never said anything publicly.
I would love to find out that Caitlin Clark is doing a lot behind the scenes. I would love to find that out. I would hope that she is, because she has benefited tremendously from the women who come up behind her. And a lot of those women that she'd be benefiting from are Black women. And so
that's kind of what Kathy was saying. She's benefited a lot. I mean, I think you're kind of aligning with Kathy on this one.
Euro step, man. I forgot for the last 2 days who I'm dealing with, so I got to learn to Euro step. I'm just gonna Euro step.
Okay, so you didn't just say that Caitlin Clark has benefited from the position from the W. You didn't just say that.
I'm saying she's benefiting. Not that she needs to be on her hands and knees being thankful for making less money than she deserves. Caitlin Clark deserves a lot of money. Caitlin Clark Caitlin Clark is making less money for what she's doing than probably any person in America right now, relative to her league contract. It is ludicrous that she's making that little money given how many eyeballs she brought to the WNBA. That being said, this idea of
I need to get my line up. Like these dudes in here so goddamn sharp. I need to go fix my line.
That's why I'm wearing the do-rag. I
might need to go fix my matter of fact. I'm gonna go fix my line because these dudes coming in here cleaning in the kitchen sink. I'll be sharp tomorrow. I promise y'all that.
Sure,
I will definitely be sharp.
They still in their 20s, man.
I'll be sharp tomorrow. Yes, I will be. But to
be sharp in your 50s. You ain't seen Ace Bailey's agent. Come on,
Teddy Hart.
That's not his
Teddy Hart.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
That's a good decision by Ace Bailey.
Teddy Hart sent that super chat. I mean, it's a bunch of different guys we can name.
Teddy Hart could not be your agent.
Teddy Hart can. Teddy Hart said name him. Teddy Hart. You think Russell Westbrook a worse passer than Mo Cheeks? Do you think he's a worse passer than Terry Porter? I'm just throwing some names out, just off the top of my head. You think
Avery Johnson?
You think he a worse passer than Kevin Johnson?
Avery Johnson made some nice passes.
Yes, he did. 100%.
What's KJ got to do with this?
You think he a worse passer than Derek Harper? I'm just throwing some names out, just off the top of my head, because I mean to just get up here and just hate on the dude like, yo, he's the worst pack. Give me a break, man. This dude. No, I ain't doing that.
So we do got some more Warrior news though. I mean, Seth Curry signing with the Warriors. They
say they're gonna waive him though, Ox.
But they're gonna sign him back.
They're gonna sign him back.
Yeah, but sign him back though. So
in November.
Yeah, so I mean, they'll have that's basically tomorrow.
Why are we doing that?
Probably
it's something about
cap space.
I don't know enough about how those things work.
I don't know why they need to sign him right now. Then why not?
There's another
so that he can be with the team during training camp.
There's another player who's going to get fourth quarter minutes over Jonathan Kuminga.
Doubt it.
If Seth Curry is getting fourth quarter minutes over Jonathan Kuminga,
that means they're up by
we
10
should
points.
all be with Kuminga in protesting the Warriors.
Why am I not playing over Seth Curry? Real talk. Why is he in the lineup before me?
I heard
clearly
y'all,
something going on around
convo about the Kuminga thing. That was a pin. I wanted to let you know that was a crazy scenario you put the whole panel in for that Kuminga lineup. But I get what you were saying. But at the same time, Kuminga just got to get better. I'm kind of on the side with Ox. I don't think Kuminga is who he think he is, to be real. Like I just think
we're all on that side, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, should he get more minutes? I'm on the side of I understand Steve Kerr's decision. Like I understand both sides. Steve Kerr wants Kuminga to play a certain way. Jonathan Kuminga wants to play his own way. Okay. When you competing for championships, and the Warriors are competing for championships, which whether you agree or not, that's what they're doing with Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
The leash is a little bit shorter. I can't just let you just go out there and just think you can do all of this shit. And we got Steph Curry on the team with Draymond on the team. Like we got a system. We're not about to change our system because you believe you the one. Like you can be the one once everybody gone. But right now, I need you to be a part of this team. I need you to play a role on this team because out of the young guys, he's the only one that really don't play. And that's coming from Moses Moody, Pods, even Quentin Post be playing. So you mean to tell me all of those guys can play over Jonathan Kuminga? It's obviously something that Jonathan Kuminga is not doing. And I broke that down too. When I watched a lot of his film from this year. He's just really not that good. Like,
is he not that good with Golden State? Is he not that good with Golden State, or just period?
I mean, even if he was with, another team, chill. If he was with another team, chill, it would still be a project. They would be letting him get some shit off. Like, what's the kid's name? Josh Jackson. Remember Josh Jackson played with Phoenix?
Yeah, with Phoenix.
They just let him get shit off. It would be a project like that, like where they just let him get some stuff off.
He plays 24 minutes a game. He plays like half, and that went down a little bit with Jimmy Butler, but like he played 47. If he played 47 games, he started 10. He plays more than Moses Moody, which I disagree with. Actually, I don't think he should play more than Moses Moody because Moses Moody is more additive. And you big Dennis Schroeder guy, right? You big Dennis Schroeder guy, right?
Yeah.
The thing about like Schroeder in the NBA is like a third, fourth option on most nights, right? So that's
he primary ball handler, so that's a little different on most nights. But
still, in terms of shot distribution, usage, etc., you're not running an offense to get Dennis Schroeder 25 points per game. He's more supporting, your 2-3.
You don't do that for Kuminga either. I don't think that's the issue with Kuminga. I think with Kuminga is like what Chill was saying, asking about if he was good on another team, it would still be a working project. I think on this team, though, for him not to play, it's a testament to him. Like all the other young guys are playing. You out of the rotation.
But he playing more than them.
And say why. He's just not a great shooter. He's not a great shooter. That's number one. He's not a great playmaker. That's number two. Number three, he's supposed to be on the floor for offensive rebounding and defense. I'm not offensive, just rebounding period and defense. Not so good as a defender either way. I think he's a good defender. I don't think he shows it because a lot of times when you're not getting your offensive shit off, Chill, a lot of times you don't get that offense shit off, Chill, you tend to kind of slow down a little bit on defense when you think you somebody you not. So I just think that's the issue with Kuminga. Hopefully this contract extension is not the money that he wanted, but hopefully it wakes some shit up for him.
I'm just thinking what's going to keep me on the floor. That's what I'm thinking about as a basketball player.
And that's what he should be thinking. And that's what he should be thinking. What's going to
keep me on the floor? But I think in his particular situation, he's looking at this like, I'm not a role player. I'm better than what you guys are giving me credit for. Yeah. I'm nicer than just being a rotation guy. I think that I should be in a different role. Not necessarily running the O through me, but I should be featured more in things that we are doing. I definitely feel like that. And I think that if I was on a different
team, is asking for them to run the offense through him. They're saying they should prioritize me the way that they prioritize.
And he had a case because before Jimmy Butler got again, this is what I keep going back to. Before Jimmy Butler got over there, the complaint was, hey, we don't have any other like shot creators on the team. Like that was the thing for Golden State. So if he's in that situation, he's like, well, damn, let me at least do that when Steph not on the court. That's number one. Number two, I also feel like Golden State intentionally sometimes did not play him to drive down his value. I think that is a
I
big.
felt that way
Because
too.
Mars was talking about how when he plays the minutes, whether we want to call them empty calories or whatever the case may be, the brother produces. He produces points. That's for sure.
It just
On
depends.
lots of shots at least below league average
it depends because
efficiency.
he takes some badass shots. And
Oh
if
no,
you look
absolutely.
I'm not even arguing. I think he shoot like 30% from three. Like
yeah. I'm not saying that it's like this.
And he shoots like
he
terrible
is
from the
going to
line.
produce the points. That's number one. And I keep going back to this too. That Jordan Poole, him being there, he watched a young player for them who they also got to put in the G League. They let him come back up. The one blessing in disguise for Jordan Poole that happened in Golden State was when Steph Curry got hurt and he didn't play that whole year. That means, okay, now because Jordan is right, when Steph Curry is playing, I mean, Golden State is basically, they're trying to win a championship. So now this is the 1 year now where, okay, expectations are they're shit now. Steph's hurt. Draymond didn't really play like that either. Okay, now we just out here hooping. Jordan Poole gets to put on display what he can do offensively as a talent. He does enough then to where we've seen a season long of that. Now he's convinced not only just the front office, but like the fans and everything that have been, everybody surrounding Golden State was like, okay, Jordan Poole's a cool, talented offensive player. So now he gets to come back next year established as one of their best offensive players for a year long at that point. And so now he gets treated as such, and he ends up signing a deal for $33 million a year. Jonathan Kuminga does not want to be put in a position where he's a role player if he's trying to get paid like that and if he feels he's that good. Now, we may not feel like he's that good. I agree with you on that. But I'm saying if that is his aspiration and he saw a player on the same team who I'm pretty sure he believes if Jordan Poole can come from the G League and get that contract, surely me as a highly touted prospect can do the same.
We got an hour left in the show. We got super chats and we got to talk about the Rookie of the Year race. We're not going to get through this. If we relitigate this entire, we've already said all this stuff.
Well, we got like an hour left. I guess so.
Yeah. Like, so
George,
we don't have a host right now.
Yeah. I was gonna say I kind of understand. I understand what Real Talk is saying too. I also understand from the point of management. Like management look at it as Steph is in the dark days. You know what I mean? Like Steph and them is kind of about to wrap this up. So I think the common thing that they try to get to is they believe in Jordan Poole. I mean, not Jordan Poole, Kuminga. Just not right now. Like I think it's just not right now, and I think, that's the deal. And I think you're missing one part about
Jordan. We going into year 5, man. What like how much longer do I got?
Year 5, but Steph got 3 years left. Like I like.
See, then I gotta go then. Then you got to step off me then. Because
but that's cool. But it's a bit chill. But it's a business at the end of the day. It's not as easy as step off when you feel like it. Like, nah, brother, I got the checks. So I think the point that one of them that Real Talk missed with the Jordan Poole was Jordan Poole had the same thing. You know, like they sent him down to the G League. COVID happens. I think Jordan Poole ended up working out with a assistant coach the whole offseason. Like he stayed with him the whole offseason. Kuminga doesn't do that though. From what I see, Kuminga be in LA working with guard whisperers.
He don't do that like with their people.
Yeah, like so then you come back and y'all not on the same page. I mean, I get Kuminga's role, but you gotta be able to play the game sometime. Like, if you want that role, go do what Jordan Poole did. That's exactly what he did. He learned what the coaches wanted him to do, and he came back and did it. So that's why they gave him that money to do those things. I just don't see that from Kuminga.
But George, can I say this? I think what the team wanted from him at the time and what Jordan Poole wanted for himself, I think more so aligned than what Jonathan Kuminga wants to do and what Golden State wants him to do. Like Golden State wanted Jordan Poole to like kind of, play with the ball, be a shot creator, shoot the three out.
He got the talent to do that.
Yeah, that's what, and Jordan Poole actively wants to do that anyway. So that kind of more aligned, whereas Kuminga probably wants to him and his trainer are posting where he got the ball at like the nail in the elbow, talking about this is a kill spot. He's not going to play like that.
That's what I'm saying. He should have been working with the Warriors coaches, so they let you know like that's not what you're gonna do. Like so, and like to be fair, like I just saw it in the chat, the Warriors did offer him a max deal or 120, and he didn't want it. So it's like they offered 160.
That's a lot of betting on yourself.
155 years, I believe, was the offer 2 years ago.
Damn, like what?
Yeah.
Like, at that point, it's kind of hard to say you got a case. Like, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, but you're looking at Cade getting 224, 260.
You ain't Cade yet. You're not even in a role like Cade yet. Like, you're not even in that same role to think you're gonna get Cade money.
Well, now they got Jimmy Butler. He doesn't synergize with them, and I think they got championship aspirations. Nothing that I'm going to get from Jonathan Kuminga over the next 4 years is going to give me more than what I'm going to get from Steph Curry over the next 2 years.
I agree. That's why I say if he wait a little bit, I think the Warriors do right by him. He just got to wait. Like, there's no unless they're going to draft, which they won't draft a lottery superstar. They don't have nobody else that's next up above Jonathan Kuminga. Like, if he just wait and learn how to play the game the right way, it'll be him next up. They clearly want him around. They don't want to let him go. So, like, I don't see what's his issue with what the Warriors are trying to do for him. I honestly don't see it. That's my
being next up for these old niggas that's number one still good and number two don't want to let go of the rope is one. Because y'all remember? Imagine this, and this is why. Like, y'all remember Kyrie in Cleveland and LeBron? This has been 2015, 2016. It's sitting there talking about, oh yeah, man, I'm a hand off the keys to Kyrie when I'm through. And you know how long Kyrie would have been waiting on LeBron to be through? He's still not through. He just got through 10 years later.
But LeBron and Steph too. We know Steph ain't got that long. Steph got two, maybe 3 years at max.
Well, Steph looked like he not letting go till something make him let go.
And Draymond definitely ain't letting go. Draymond definitely ain't got that. Draymond got that gray shit in his beard. I tell you, he keep looking like a mean ass dog. Draymond need to cut that shit. He look like a mean ass dog with that shit in his beard. So I think, bro, the Golden State gonna take care of Kuminga, bro. I for them to offer him 150, like, yeah, it's not max money. You also didn't do max shit. Like,
he definitely should have took that 150. Though.
Like, what did he do to deserve something?
Did Kuminga fumble the bag? Is that what I'm listening to?
Maybe.
What did Kuminga do to earn $200 million?
It's also a loss aversion, and like, there's this putting bad money. So like, now he thinks, well, I rejected that offer to bet on myself. Now I got to get a better offer, right? So, sometimes people like to double down on a stupid idea, right?
I didn't know he turned 50 though. That was news to me. Now I'm in a different. I
knew he turned down money. I didn't know it was 150 though. 150, I thought it was the 120. But it's kind of crazy if you end up with 48 million. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Let's talk Rookie of the Year race though, y'all. I don't say this very often, but Penn, you're right. Let's get focused. I'll start with you, Chill.
Euro step. Let's Euro step that.
Euro step. I'm still gonna turn around and smack that shit to the fourth row. But Chill. Let's start with you about the Rookie of the Year race. What's it look like to you? Who do you have? I mean, what are our options, guys? Let's throw some names out. The obvious ones. I mean, Coop, Dylan Harper. What's the young fella from in Philly? Edgecombe.
VJ
Edgecombe.
Yeah.
I don't think he got
of course, Ace Bailey. Who else, y'all? Con Knipple. Who?
So the guy that
who you got?
That's the Penn just said, and that's the guy who I'm thinking. I'm thinking Trey Johnson is going to be the Rookie of the Year, and the reason why I feel like Trey Johnson is the Rookie of the Year, I just love the fact that he shoots the basketball the way he does. I think that they're going to really go to him because when you're talking about being the Rookie of the Year, being in the playoffs and being on a really good team doesn't really matter. I've ran this down to you guys more than once, more than twice. In 1990, 7 of the 9 Rookies of the Year did not make the playoffs. In the 2000s, 6 of the 9 rookies did not make the playoffs. In 2010 to 2020. I want to say 6 of the Rookies of the Year did not make the playoffs. So the fact that you don't make the playoffs, I don't think that really matters in terms of Rookie of the Year. I'm thinking about what your impact is as a rookie, how big of a deal you are. And I look at this Washington Wizards team, they're going to be looking looking for they're going to be looking for more bucket getters. And I think Trey Johnson, I think he's the best shooter in this draft. That includes Con Knipple. I think he's the best shooter in this draft. I think they're going to involve him in the long ball line. I think they're going to involve him in the offense a lot more than a lot of you guys think. I could see something anywhere between like 16 to like 18 a game from him, and I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year.
Trey Johnson. Don't they still got AJ Johnson over there?
He better than him. I think he's better than him.
How you know?
I think I don't know. I'm speculating. And from watching him, I think in terms of his shot selection, I think in terms of his confidence when he shoots the basketball, he just looks to me, just from a simple eye test, from watching him in Texas, he just looks more like a more confident basketball player, and his game translates quicker to the pro game than what AJ Johnson's had.
I like Trey Johnson. I saw him at UT a lot. I know the guy that trained him a little. I know both guys that trained him. Coach Hart and then Aaron Miller trained him too a little bit. But I like Trey Johnson game. I think he gonna hit. It just depends on when he finds his groove. He kind of play like Imani Bates, bro. Like he kind of play like Imani Bates a little bit. Obviously, Mars, I know you don't like Imani Bates, but I
just don't agree with the comparison.
I think he kind of played like him a little bit. If you watched him at UT, he played like Imani Bates a little bit.
Yeah.
I also feel like the NBA is a different league. Like dope players for like Trey Johnson, who is not great at getting inside and scoring consistently at the rim, which he's not great at. You're gonna rely on that jump shot and the type of shot selection and the speed that you gotta have. I mean, like that you gotta have that pace. Is gonna hurt him a little bit. Like he gotta find his groove. I think he missed. I don't think he plays great the first half of the NBA season, and because of that, that's why I don't have him winning the Rookie of the Year. I think in the second half he picks it up. I think guys like Coop being surrounded by veterans and surrounded by pieces that's gonna make him instantly impactful. Like, do y'all know with a Cooper Flag starting for the Mavericks, and if they make the playoff, well, they should make the playoffs, how much they're gonna glaze that? Like, I think Cooper Flag's impact is gonna be like you're gonna see it, and we're gonna believe that he's the reason. So I also don't think VJ Edgecombe is got a chance. VJ Edgecombe might not even play that much, to be real. So,
he's starting. He's their starting two guard. Opening night, he's their starting two guard.
I agree with Jill on that. I don't even know. I don't know if
VJ gonna start.
He's their starting two guard on opening night.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, before we move on to the next person's Rookie of the Year, Jordan, you're saying that you got Cooper Flag, yeah?
Yeah.
What you think he's gonna average this year? Just points.
Cooper Flag, I got about 16. I got about 16 to 18. I got about 8 rebounds a game.
Okay, 16 and 18. That's the line, y'all. What I need y'all to do is go to Splashsports. Make sure you got it downloaded. That way, when the season comes around, if he ever has anything around 14, 13, you can take the more on Cooper Flag with Splashsports, and you can win against people just like you. Because on Splashsports, you're not playing against the house. You're playing against people. I'm running these quick picks on Splashsports. That's their peer-to-peer daily fantasy sports game. You choose more or less on at least 2 projections, and you're matched against other players who choose the same entry fees and amount of picks. The best part, you can miss a pick and still win cash. If you beat the group, not the house, because we're intelligent, right? We play against other people, not the house. If you want in, head to the link in our bio and use code PLAYER. There's a deposit match up to $50 and 100% boost on your first entry for new users. Let us know which picks you love for this NFL Sunday. Once again, I ran these down earlier, but I'm going to run them again for anybody that didn't see. Y'all can match this slip. This slip was made by our very own Bama. He says Pinheiro is going to have 6.5 kicking points, more than that. Brock Purdy, less than 240 and a half passing yards. Jay Cardi, 7.5 kicking points. Bama went more. Devontae Adams, 4.5 receptions. Bama went more. Jay Taylor, more than 88.5 rushing yards. Bama went more. I'll tell you this. Bama knows ball. If you want to win your picks this year, Follow Bama Slip right here. The link is in the bio. Shout out to Splash Sports. Okay.
Hey, why y'all kind of frown up when I say Coop might get 16 to 18?
A lot of points. It's a lot of points.
Yeah, I think
he's going to be 18 years old for the first half of that season.
I don't think the age matters for him. Some players
first 2 months, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that matters for Coop special. Like he just gonna play. First of all, he's gonna play a lot. Like he's gonna play a lot. Just in and out of lineups. Like he's so flexible. You can play him in multiple lineups. Like you can play him kind of if Jason Kidd is crazy enough to play him at the 3, the 4, like sometimes small ball 5. Like Jason Kidd gonna do some things with Cooper Flag, and he gonna give him the ball too. Like. I can see this.
He ran Giannis at a 1 in Milwaukee, which was really great for Giannis.
After that shit he did, because after that shit Coop did that preseason, he ain't gonna do that shit.
In the preseason.
Yeah, you remember he ran Coop at the 1?
Summer league.
Yeah, but that was different though, Jordan. That was different players, different spacing, different everything going on.
Right. He was doing a lot of 1 stuff at Duke, bro. Like so he can do it. I'm not saying he's gonna be great at it, but without Kyrie, who are your options at this point? You know what I mean? Play a little bit of point forward.
Russell,
Brandon Williams.
Yeah, they have a lot of ball handling.
I think they're gonna get off.
I'm not talking about starting him.
They got Hardy over there too.
They got Dennis Smith Jr.
He's gonna get all 5.
They picked him up too.
Get off Brandon Williams, Mark.
He's going to get all 5 stats. He's going to get rebounds, easy.
Houston.
He's going to get points, easy in transition. He's going to get assists because he's connective, and he's going to get steals and blocks.
Brandon Williams kind of nice.
It's his award to lose, but if he's going to lose it to somebody, I think he's going to lose it to Jeremiah Fears. That's my kind of underdog.
He's going to play?
He's going to play. He's not going to play that much to win Rookie of the Year.
I hope he does play.
I got 12 minutes a game. Maybe
I have like some irrational confidence.
Still there too. Like, he might not play that much.
Irrational confidence. I have some irrational confidence.
Alvarado's definitely gonna play.
Irrational confidence.
I got some irrational confidence in Jeremiah Fears, yo. Like I think he's got like an NBA game. You know, he got an NBA handle. He's the fastest. I think he's the fastest player in this draft. I think he got the best handle of any player in this draft, and it's not close. I think his shooting is underrated. I think his athleticism.
He's not that great of a shooter.
He just can't shoot.
Okay, hold up.
That's indicated.
He can't shoot. Real talk. Why can't he shoot, in your opinion?
I'm saying right now he doesn't make shots consistently.
No, but that wasn't the question. I didn't say he makes shots. I said he can shoot. I said his shooting is underrated. So why are you saying that he can't shoot?
You got you there.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he shoots, it doesn't go in frequently. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think he can improve on it for sure. But like as of right now,
I think Real Talk's supposed to reverse the question. You're supposed to ask him, why do you think he can shoot?
Because he has indicators.
That's where it was going. Mars tried to give you that cue, but I guess he missed.
Like he shot like 85% from the free throw line, and his shot difficulty. Okay, cool. The dribble. So like, although his
I'm not saying he can't improve on it. I'm saying right now.
Indicators, come on, man. No, indicators.
Yeah, and another thing with Jeremiah Fears, his game is a little. I don't know if y'all noticed with college players coming out in a draft, if their game is a little erratic, like they play fast, they do all of this stuff, it usually doesn't work out well the first half of the NBA season until they slow down.
Put it this way. Everybody ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody. I might not be for everybody, and that's okay. I'm perfectly fine with it. What I will tell you is I watched at least 20 games of Jeremiah Fears play basketball. That is how I come to the conclusion that he can shoot. Okay, and I'll tell you he can shoot because I don't think he had the greatest spacing around him. I don't think that he necessarily got the most open looks, and I think a lot of that has to do with his teammates. He had a very hard job. He was very young, by the way, when he was doing it. He had one of the most difficult roles in collegiate basketball last year, and he happened to play in the most stacked conference in collegiate basketball history.
They gave him a lot of freedom, though, Ken. They gave him a lot of freedom. I said they gave him a lot of freedom.
They gave him a lot of freedom, but with that freedom came a lot of responsibility, and I think that he did relatively well within that responsibility. You talk about the free throw shooting, I agree with that, but it's also the fact that he shot 28.4% from 3 might scare some people off, but anyone who actually watched him play that can look at those shots, can look at how many times he had to bail an offense out at the end of a shot clock, take a really difficult fadeaway shot with 2-3 defenders scrammed on him. I think these are very positive indicators. I
I think
also happen to know that
also
he's
think I can
training
argue
with
the
Mike
opposite.
Miller.
The exact same thing I just said 45 seconds ago.
Yeah, but Penn, I can also argue the opposite too about his erratic play is part of the reason why they had to take badass shots at the end of the shot clock. Him over dribbling, part of the reason why you got to take badass shots.
Possibly,
Him
yes.
turning the ball over, part of the reason why they get down a lot. Like I can argue everything that you're saying. I can argue the opposite, and I can back it up with film as well too. So it's the same thing. Like he just can't shoot right now. And in the NBA, you talking about coming from college to the NBA. Most players, when they first get to the NBA, it's rare that they shoot better. Like the NBA 3-point line is a little bit longer. The game is a little bit different.
Well, I like his mid-range game.
But his role is not
I
that
do
at
like
the
his
NBA.
mid-range
With
game.
you
Why
playing
he
with
good free throw
Zion,
shooter?
dude, you playing with Zion.
He's
You
got a floater, like the in-between game is good.
There's
the
a
long
certain-
ball.
Oh, he has good touch.
But
Is
here's-
what
How
you
many
said.
guys since you brought that up?
I don't
Ben,
think he's good at scoring at the rim or from three. But
how many guys have come
yeah.
into the league? Like to Jordan's point, how many guys have come into the league as knockdown shooters? Like,
Not
they
very
walk
many
through the
guys do
door
that.
And they just,
not
I'm
many
thinking about
leads
guys like
initiated. Like they can normally come in as specialists.
I mean, well, here's the question for you. The question
Who's
is
the last one? Like
in a collegiate
Kyrie?
basketball season, you're not talking about a ton of possessions. You're not talking about a ton of sample,
Jamal
right?
Murray, I could put in
And
there.
there have been players who are great shooters,
Jeremy Kane,
who've had a half season that's just
Yeah, but he's
really
more of an
poor.
off-guard.
34 games is not a lot of time. 1,000 minutes played. How many threes did he take last year? I mean,
That's 2 months,
really, to
basically,
you,
in the NBA,
he
34 games. That's 2 months.
he took
He
a
shot
grand total of
134
134 threes, Chill. That's like for Steph Curry, that's a month. Like that's a month. That's less than a month for Steph Curry on some weeks, right? So what I'm saying is it's not a huge sample size. He was a really young player. He was going in a very hard situation. And I've always believed that there are certain players who do worse. I think there are certain players who do worse with more space and certain players who do better with more space. I think with his handle and his first step and his athleticism, I think he's going to do better with more space.
He just never really been that great of a shooter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
What was
Jeremiah
it?
USA under 18, he was 14%. Summer League, he was 18%. College, he was 28%. In the 24 season, so his last year in high school, he was 24%. Every level I'm looking at, it's not ideal.
Dare I say that you're falling a bit for the aesthetic of?
He got a nice form. Like it looked good. I'm telling you the truth. Like it looked good. It just don't go in. Like that's just what it is.
It looked right. I guess
he does a lot of pull-ups.
Look right. He has. He
shot
get to a lot of stuff off the dribble for sure. But like
36% on catch and shoot. Like that's not great. That's not great at all.
It's workable. It's workable. It's workable.
Right.
And last year, I was gonna say last year, that was in the summer league. He only had like 8 attempts on the catch and shoot, 61.
Yeah, very small sample size in summer league.
Yeah.
His first summer league game, I think they played the Timberwolves. And like Berenger took like all the plaudits because like he had like 7-8 blocks, whatever. But I thought Fizz looked good. Like the box score didn't flatter him because like I think he had like a few turnovers. But like I see the allure. I think the positions that struggle the most with translating instantly are point guards and centers.
Point guard.
And asking a point guard to come in and be impactful, not impactful right away, but be productive right away is tough, especially when that point guard is just about to turn 19. Like you're asking a lot. And I understand it was your like rogue, like dark horse pick. I just think it's
well, if you're not picking Cooper in this, you're already kind of going against the grain, right? Let's just be real, like you are.
Bailey got a chance too, but
what are all the picks made so far? I know. Chill. You said
Trey Johnson, Cooper Flag, and Jeremy.
Oh no, you said Cooper. Who said Jeremiah Fish?
Penn.
Okay, so just so Mars, you and Real Talk still haven't made your picks.
I'm between two people. I'm gonna keep talking about this player because I think he's a great player. I don't know if he'll project to be a star in the league, but I think he can play right now. And he's on your team, Ox, but I don't know if y'all are going to play.
Oh, your guy,
Neek Clifford, man. Neek Clifford is a ball. Bro, that brother can play basketball, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The man is 6'6", can handle the ball, can score damn near on all three levels, can post up, can defend, can hit a three. I don't, bro. He can hit a 3. Yes, yeah. I really like Nick Clifford, man, but I don't know if y'all are gonna play him. But another one for me is VJ. If I were to make a pick outside the coop, obviously I would say VJ. I think that a lot of his weaknesses, if everybody is like playing for Philly, can be masked, right? I think he has a problem like ball handling in the NBA definitely right now, maybe playing out a pick and roll. But if Maxi's there, he doesn't really have to do that. If Paul George is there also, he doesn't really have to do that. And of course, the big if Joel Embiid is there garnishing, that much attention, I think then that leads to VJ being able to shoot like open spot up 3-point shots, which I think he'll be able to knock down as the season goes by. I also think that he can definitely attack closeouts very well. And if they play fast and play in transition, I think he'll thrive there as well. So I just think that the quality of players that he'll be playing around is going to make the game really simple for him initially. And I think he'll be kind of just in like a play finisher mode or role more than anything else. And I think he can do that well, at least from what I've seen so far. As far as him playing NBA level competition, I do think he has strides to make as a shooter as well.
Did they give Quentin Grimes that qualifying offer? Like, did they work that out?
No, not yet.
So not yet. So
he hasn't training camp.
He hasn't traveled with the team.
So VJ might start game.
Mars, I would like to garnish your attention away from this for a moment, and just to tell you that yes, point guard is a really hard position to play in the NBA as a rookie. But would it surprise you if I told you that over half the players over the last 20 years that have won Rookie of the Year have been point guards? Chris Paul, Derrick Rose, Tyreke Evans, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, Michael Carter-Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, Ben Simmons, John Morant, LaMelo Ball, Steph Castle.
Ben Simmons. No, you can't say Ben Simmons.
Yes, you can. He played point
guard.
guard.
Ben Simmons wasn't the point that year.
Who played the point in Philly?
I mean, he's more like a forward. I don't know.
Who played the point in Philly, Jordan?
I had to go back and look, but I don't think Ben Simmons.
He was the point guard. He was the point guard. What are you doing, man?
Either way, though. Either way, Pin. I think that just shows that the point. More than anything, I just think that shows that the point guard is a very talented position. And
they get the ball.
I think it shows that being able to control your possessions is a very valuable thing. I agree the center is a very hard position to play early on in your career because you have to rely on other people to do so much for you. And you have to do so much for other people. You got to protect the paint. You got to do whatever. So what Wemby did was hard. I just think for a jumbo creator like Cade or a point guard, like a big point guard, especially one who has athletic advantages, because you get to control the possessions a lot, you're going to rack up assists. If you're on a young team that loses a lot, plus you got a great finisher like Zion, man, if Zion is healthy and Zion's actually locked in and Jeremiah Fears gets to feed him, maybe as a starting point guard, I don't know. They obviously took him very high for a reason. They obviously like him, right? They don't have anyone that's even approaching franchise level point guard on their team. So
be a champion.
I mean, Jordan Poole is over there. That's
what I'm saying.
I don't even think
he is over there.
Jordan Poole is gonna be that point guard.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna play Jose Alvarado before they play Jeremiah Fears.
And then DeJounte is gonna come back.
DeJounte's hurt right now, but yeah, he's also over there.
I just don't think the minutes are gonna be there for him because I definitely don't think he starts, and I think that's obvious. So then it's can he get like fringe minutes and when Jose Alvarado is not available sometimes? Because I do think Jose Alvarado is gonna be in the rotation. So
Jose might start to be real, Mars. Like, because
I don't think he's starting. I think that's not. I'm fairly confident that's starting.
Jose not about to start, Jordan.
It's gonna be Jordan Poole, Herb,
Trey and Herb, 2-3, whatever.
Yeah,
Zion and then Eve Misi.
When can we expect DeJounte back?
I think
we have a timeline at all.
He's in December. I'd assume in the new year. But
he tore his Achilles too, right?
Yeah, Achilles in December.
He tore his first, so he might be back a little bit earlier. He might be back by December. Yeah. I think he tore his first.
I'd say the new year, but yeah, he tore his Achilles in December.
If he got that JT surgery, he could be back.
The Pelicans aren't playing for anything.
For the record, Mars, my Herb Jones propaganda will be starting again. I know about the Cement Thompson stuff.
I can't wait. Yeah,
my Herb Jones propaganda will be starting again. Just so you guys know, I was in first class on the Herb Jones train. Yes, I was.
What's going to happen when DeJounte Murray come back? Like, who they going to take out? Because he got to start.
Mars, what happened to Trey Murphy's defense last year? What the hell happened to this?
What happened to Trey Murphy's defense last year? He was tasked with a lot more offensive responsibility on a team that, quite frankly, sucked. So I think some of it was just.
He went from like significantly above average to like one of the worst in the league. I don't know how the hell that happened.
I think it's a culmination. I don't know about one of the worst in the league. I'd have to think about it, but I think it's just a lot of team. Quite frankly, sucked. Very young team. And then he got tasked and leveraged with a lot of offensive responsibility. So the effort and consistent buy-in could wane. And quite frankly, the Pelicans just looked very dysfunctional last season from my perspective watching them. So none of that really helped. But I'm also, like I said, media day optimism. Sometimes I buy it, man. And the Pelicans.
I'm over under. Mars, over under. Do Willie Green get fired after 15 games?
15
over. Definitely.
I don't think Willie Green gonna get fired. But I don't think he's gonna get fired.
They traded away their pick, Mars. They don't even have the chance to pivot. They're gonna, if they open up 2-10, they gotta do something. They can't tank.
Mars, I was surprised they didn't fire him after this season. Like, it was already rumors circulating that he was gonna get fired.
Jordan,
if he gets fired, he gets fired. I'm not here acting like I know Willie Green's job.
Hey, it might be one of the things. Pelicans start 0-8, fired.
0-8.
I mean, yeah, if that happens, then yeah, maybe.
But Mars, let's get your rookie of the year pick, Mars.
I do think Cooper Flag is like the obvious one, so he's probably gonna win it. But someone who no one's brought up here is Con Knipple, so I'd like to make the case for him. I just think if he's not the best shooter in the draft because of Trey Johnson, I think he's number 2. I think he's quite obviously a top 2 shooter in the draft. I think he's going to a situation where his skill set will be valued because this is a Charlotte team that when LaMelo and Brandon Miller were healthy, were launching threes. And what he can do is get threes up in a hurry. LaMelo is someone who's going to be looking up ahead in transition. If Con Knipple's running the floor hard, he's going to get open threes in transition that he will knock down. My concerns with Con Knipple come from like the upside as an on-ball creator and stuff, but he's in a situation where he's not going to be tasked to do that. No one really cares about defense when it comes to rookie of the year. So if Con Knipple can put up 14 to 16 points, shooting 38+% from 3 on a Charlotte team that surprises some people, they get some big wins against some valid competition. They can still only win like 18 games, but if they're able to go beat a team like Cleveland or something, and Con Knipple has 23, like that can definitely help his case. And a team like Charlotte that's going to launch as many threes as I think they're going to launch, they're definitely capable of beating some big teams on any given night. And I think that would be the case for Con Knipple. I just think he's a really good player. So
I do too. I 100%.
How did no one pick Ace
But
Bailey?
to Jordan.
That was going to be my other one. I wanted to talk about Ace Bailey, but I went with
Jordan said yes. Jordan said yesterday, because I think you made a really good argument about Wemby being awesome. And Jordan said yesterday, well, what if he sucks? Well, let's flip that around, Jordan. What happens if New Orleans jumps out the box on us and they start the season like 12-2? What happens then? Are we going to start?
Remember when you talked a couple years ago?
Yeah,
and I told Mars to get off the train because Mars was on that train. I was like, Mars, get off that train. Hurry up. I went and got Mars off that train because Mars was on that train. He was like, Utah going to the playoffs. I was like, Mars, relax, Mars.
My whole thing is with this rookie, like we be really, really optimistic with these rookies every year.
Most rookies don't come in and impact.
Yeah, like, and that's what
last year maybe like 2 of them were.
I just had to like I'm at the point now with these rookies to where I don't get my hopes up. Like I almost gotta see it from the low end first before I see it from the high end, and I think I can land in the middle. And that's kind of how I am. That's why I think Trey Johnson is gonna be a damn good player. But I think the first half of the season gonna kick his ass. Like I just think it's gonna kick his ass. Same thing for Con Knipple. Like, especially if Charlotte's still dysfunctional with the style of play, it just might kick his ass. Like I just genuinely think so. Especially how teams gonna go after rookies on defense and shit too. Like you gotta put it on that side of the ball too. Like motherfuckers just killing you on defense. That shit depletes your offensive game. Like somebody just scored on you 3-4 times and Con Knipple gonna start. I would assume he's gonna start.
I'm curious, like if
they gonna destroy his ass 3-4 times.
We don't. A lot of people aren't picking Dylan Harper because of Steph Castle, I'm assuming, and because of De'Aaron Fox and whatever. But if Dylan Harper had his own team, like if every single one of these rookies could just be the engine on
if Dylan
the
Harper
Nets,
was on the Nets, he'd be my pick. Yeah,
exactly. I think that's it. Because would Ace Bailey be a pick if he was on the Nets?
No, he on the Jazz. He on the right team.
No. He is on the right team.
The Jazz are actually like a good situation for his skill set.
Yeah.
I think that's why
He hates it, but he's wrong.
Well,
He's
he
got
looks
to-
happy, but maybe he's good at acting. I
happy
don't
to
know.
me. Did he say
He looks
hated
happy in media day and stuff, and he's saying.
Knipple is not starting, by the way.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
don't
think
know
he gonna
because
start?
they got Miles
so-
Bridges, Brandon Miller, and LaMelo. Those three are starting.
Yeah,
Their starting
that's
five
the-
is Mason Plumlee.
They're not gonna put Bridges at the 4?
Maybe, I don't know.
What if
I
my
would-
guy
I think that
Kaman
is what they're gonna
Malawach
do.
gets
I think Bridges is
loose?
going to play the 4.
I think they gotta put a shooter. They gotta put a knockdown shooter in there. Brandon Miller is a good shooter. He's streaky though, just like LaMelo. So they gotta put a knockdown shooter in there.
Well,
Conker
imagine-
Nipple could definitely start. It could definitely be.
He could. I just
LaMelo,
don't know if it's guaranteed. But I think
Conker
he could.
Nipple, Brandon Bridges, and then the center.
Yeah, whoever the center gonna be.
Yeah, they need a
But
big
think
guy.
about this though, Mars. Remember, you know how rookies get their ass picked on, like the stars gonna go straight for the rookie, bro. It's hard to respond back after I just scored on you 4 times. Not very many guys got that
And
kill.
on that
switch.
Hornets defense, I mean, shit, yeah, you
In the
don't
words of the
know.
great Kevin McHale, as a
Facts.
rookie, I can guarantee you one thing: you're gonna get your ass kicked. I can
Oh, that's a
guarantee you
fact.
that.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
so like
sir.
you gotta factor that shit in too with
Mhm.
these mega rookies. Like Cooper Flag gonna get the business too, but he just so happened to be a better defensive player than he is a better offensive player. So
He also has fat AD behind him.
yeah, you
So,
do got.
I
Fat
think
AD
Cooper.
is
I
crazy.
think
Fat
Cooper
AD.
Flag-
Nick about to get him packed up.
I'll give you like a really underrated pick that no one's
Say
talked about
fat
yet.
AD, Moss.
If
Is
the
that what I just heard Moss say? Did you say
if the
fat
Raptors-
AD?
Yeah, fat AD behind him.
If the Raptors end up trading
Fat.
RJ
He
Barrett at
looked
some
great.
point, I
He
think
looked
Colin
fat.
Murray
Awesome.
Boyles could step into the starting lineup.
You said who?
Awesome.
Colin Murray Boyles. CMB, from my estimation, was the best player in the SEC last year. He was a driver of offense. He is really good around the rim. He is extremely toolsy. Apart from Cooper, he's the best defender in this draft. Him, Cooper, and Carter Bryant. You can flap anyway. Really just positionally versatile. The way the Raptors want to play, he could play small ball 4, 5, 3. If he can learn how to shoot a little bit. And again, the shooting is the big swing skill. If he just comes out and he's just way more ready to shoot and space the court than anyone's ready for, he does so many things that'll make him so invaluable. Everything out of the Raptors training camp right now is we got to defend. We want to run. We want to defend. We want to. He's the best defender, not named Scotty Barnes, in your upper rotation right now. So I think, he could just necessitate 25, 26 minutes of game time. and then
You're very
add-
optimistic about his shooting, aren't you?
I'm not optimistic about shooting at all.
Yeah,
I have
that's oxygen.
a lot of concerns about whether he'll be able to shoot threes. I've seen him airball a lot of shots, in practice.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
he's probably not gonna get in that rotation like you was just thinking.
He's
about.
definitely in the rotation. I'll guarantee you that 100% on day one. If you can defend, you will play on the team.
I don't even think he's gonna shoot threes.
No, he will
Not at
shoot
any
threes.
volume. Not
He
at
will
any
shoot,
volume as a
bro.
rookie.
He's upped his percentages and he's upped his shot.
Okay.
Look, last year I think a lot of people looked down on his South Carolina team because they didn't win a lot of games. But again, I would argue he has nothing to do with that. He has nothing to do with them not winning games. He was an amazing basketball player. If he was on Duke in place of Cooper Flag, I think they might have won a championship. They want to. That to me is the gap. And he's really young for his class. He's like, he's a second-year player out of college, but he's young for that class. I think he's just a really, really underrated player who does a lot of things to stuff the box score. He grabs some rebounds. He'll get 2-3 assists. He's a little bit like Draymond Green, but like a better offensive player than Draymond Green.
Do you think he's gonna shoot more than 2 threes a game?
I can't tell you per game. I can only tell you per
Mars.
100
He may not shoot more than 2 shots a
Don't know,
game.
man.
Oh, that's
Okay,
crazy.
That's
That's-
stretch. Well,
that's
I mean, if he's only playing
absolute-
8 minutes, then yeah, maybe.
I mean,
I'm saying, he might
Jordan,
be-
are you under the impression that Colin Murray Boyles can't score?
No, I'm not under that pressure. I don't.
The
think
way
he-
in which he scores is
is college good. That shit
it's
ain't
tough
NBA
to-
good.
he's
Like,
a
you
he's a
hire
power
what he did at
driver. It's
college.
weird. Like you go.
Like-
He is a power driver, but he has a decent handle. He is a very
Yeah.
good off-ball player. He is a very good cutter, a very solid screener. One of the reasons that rookies struggle is physicality. He don't have that
Oh
problem.
yeah, he doesn't struggle with that. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
So he is man ready. Like he is like a
Until he
man
meet
and
another
a man
man
and
that's
a
man
man
ready.
in a 20-year-old's body.
But there's a lot of
right?
skills that are lacking. So no.
Is it just the fit thing, Pin, or do you think he's better than Cooper Flag?
Oh, I don't think he's better than Cooper Flag.
So
I
it's
just
just a
think
fit thing. It's a fit thing because you said that they would have won the championship.
Oh, in terms of collegiate basketball, yes, I think he's
Yeah.
a better player than Cooper Flag.
Okay.
No, I disagree with that.
I think he is.
So he was better in college, but he's not going to be better in the NBA.
Okay, let me clarify my thing. He's not better than Cooper Flagg in an overall vacuum of like one player playing that role versus in his role. Like I don't think he was better for South Carolina than Cooper was for Duke, but he didn't have a shooter like Con Knipple. He didn't have defenders around him like Zion James, and the guys that Cooper had around him made Cooper's job a little bit easier too. I think Con Knipple is very underrated. He had 4 players that were in talks to be first round picks. I don't think Colin Murray-Boyles had a single player on his team that got drafted this year. So they had very different contexts in terms of how they were operating. If you put Colin Murray-Boyles in the center, I think he has a lot of skills to unlock all the advantages that Cooper did, for sure.
I think he lacks a lot. He lacks a lot of stuff. Like he has a lot of, just from a physical opinion. Like he got a big body, doesn't move very well. That's number one.
He moves great. He moves great. What are we talking about?
You move
lateral
great
quickness, great.
He moves well laterally. He doesn't have offensively. He doesn't have.
He doesn't have a great burst or first step.
Yeah, so he don't move well. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean you don't move.
I knew what Jordan was
saying. He moves really well for someone who's 240 pounds.
You talking about somebody? See, that's another thing though. He shouldn't be 240 pounds.
Yeah, he's also going to be playing the 4-5, and he's at 6'7".
He shouldn't be 245 pounds. So, like, that's another part of it. Number 2, what you saw with him do against college, right? It was good. It was great. It just gave him a look. It gave him an opportunity. But you're way too optimistic about what he did against college players and how that's going to translate to the NBA. From me watching his game, that's why I agree. Like when Mara said he might play like 8 minutes a game. I probably agree with that too, because it's very hard for me to see that translate to the NBA and say, yep, today you're ready. Like I just can't see it. Like
intelligence, good hands, good rebounding. These are 3 things that almost always translate from college to the NBA. I've never seen them. I don't want to say never.
Do they just put players on the floor that straight out of college just for those 3 things you just named?
No, what I'm saying is how you get advantages matters to me. Some players get advantages because they can pull from 28 feet on pull-ups. Some players get advantages because they're bigger than everybody. Colin Murray-Boyles gets advantages because he reads the court better than the average player in collegiate basketball. He gets advantages on defense because he's laterally very quick and very sturdy, very strong, and he has great hands. These things really translate to the NBA. I've never really seen them not translate. A player who has the rebound rate, offensive rebounding, whatever, how quick he gets up, how quick he's tipping passes, like his disruptiveness defensively is very special. It's like better than Cooper Flagg.
So
Cooper Flagg may be a better event creator.
Play more than Jonathan Kuminga?
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like you're describing Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah,
no, they're totally different types of defenders though. Mobo is like a contain isolation defender, right? Like he's switchable 1 through 4.
But the rebounding, the IQ, the feel, like
yes, but there also sounds like Scotty Barnes. So there's a lot. There's a lot.
So where's he gonna play?
Because he can actually fit in, because he does something really well off the ball to unlock all these angles and advantages. He's a great screen setter. He's a great cutter. Doing these things can give you and he's a good short roll passer, right? So you may say, okay,
did you feel this way?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Before draft night.
Yes, I felt this way a year ago when the Toronto Raptors had a chance to get a top 5 pick. And it was at that time, it was a very weak
Penn
draft.
does cover the draft pretty heavily. Penn does definitely.
He does.
What I'm wondering is what I am wondering, though, Penn, is if he ended up in Chicago, would you still feel this way about this?
100%. And the reason, like, see, here's the thing. We will know. And the thing is that I think a lot of people.
It's physically impossible to know.
It's what we call projection, right? So I'm not you. And I don't think the way you do, and you're not me. Sure. You don't think the way I do. I don't give people extra credit for being on my team. I was a huge fan of Scotty Barnes.
Yes, you do. Ben, no, that's not true. You 100% do that.
I do not.
That's not true.
I promise.
Brandon Ingram saw again a lot of credit the moment he ended up in Toronto.
I rock with you a lot, Penn, on the stuff that you say. But
Brandon Ingram's credit rating went through the roof the moment that trade went.
That's not true. That's not true. I have been listen to me. I went on a show in 2000. No, Mars, don't roll your eyes. In 2021, I went on a show and people were trying to tell me Pascal Siakam was this great ass player, and I was saying Brandon Ingram better than him, and I was in a minority.
That was
when
you
I was
hating
saying
on
that.
Pascal. That wasn't you pushing Brandon Ingram.
So then, if I love Toronto Raptors, why am I hating on Pascal? Why am I hating on Fred?
Raptors, same reason
I actually feel better about Fred now that he's on another team. I don't give a shit, yo. Like, I'm not tribalistic with this Raptor shit. If the Raptors draft a player that I don't really like, when you
sounds like it, Ped.
Bro,
it sounds like
because see, chill. Like, if I think you're a Celtics glazer and you say something nice about a Celtic, I'm gonna be like, oh, see, there's Chill being a Celtic glazer. This is why reputations are very important. I am not somebody who is gonna tell you right now that I wanted Colin Murray Boyles. I did not want Colin Murray Boyles. I wanted Carter Bryant. I'm saying it right now to your face. I wanted Carter Bryant. I wanted it before.
You turned me on to him.
Yes, I wanted Carter, and I'm not shying away from that. I'll tell our channel, and they get mad. They'd be like, "Oh, come on, Penn, let's move on. Can we stop talking about Carter Bryant?" No, we're not going to stop talking about Carter Bryant. But that doesn't mean I'm disrespecting CMB, because CMB was number 8 on my board. And last year, when the Raptors had like a chance at a top 3 pick, I was like, CMB might be my first overall pick. The only player that was moving me off of him was Steph Castle. So that's it. Like, I feel really good about CMB. I don't give a shit that he plays for the Raptors or the Hornets or whoever. I'm not covering somebody differently because they play for the Raptors. And you know what? If the chat wants to feel that way, you know what? People got opinions. People got assholes. I don't give a shit.
Fair enough, man.
No doubt. Let's get to these super chats, though, yeah. Let's run through them real quick.
Let's do it, Ox.
15 minutes, Ox. I believe in you.
It's not me. It's y'all.
I believe in you.
Tough Bradley, been a member for 20. Did I?
You can ask Jordan.
I did. Okay, yeah, Jordan. So this was a question that Tough Bradley asked a little while ago. He wants to know pretty much, when did you realize you weren't going to make it to the major leagues in your respective sport?
Or have you realized that? Or do you still live in that?
Crazy as hell, Mark. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I never had a dream of making it to major leagues. Like, that's a fact. Like, I told, if you really know me, I've been saying this since I was like in the 6th grade. I knew I wanted to be a coach in some type of way. Like, I knew that in the 6th grade. Like, I remember teachers was asking me, like, what do you want to be? And I'm like, a basketball coach. And they was like, yeah, well, you know, coaches have to be teachers.
He watched Coach Carter.
No, that's not why. But, you know, also, I will say, I was a kid when I thought like that. I think the reason why I wanted to be a coach really has nothing to do with basketball. I think I just like to influence people. I think that's what it is.
What is your deepest fear, my young man?
I don't have no fear, so I don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead with that.
I
met the real Coach Carter, though, when I went to Baylor. I met the real Coach Carter.
That's dope.
Yeah, he cool as hell. He got like 6-7 kids, though. But I never really had no dreams of playing professional. I'm going to tell you that for sure.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is, and then something.
That we are capable beyond measure or something.
Yeah, beyond. Yeah. Shout out Coach Carter.
Okay,
maybe I'll get into politics in like 20 years. Maybe I'll do that.
Jay sent the super chat through, says, Mars, ain't the wording of Sham's report crazy? The deal has a team option designed for the contract to be ripped up and renegotiated next summer.
Yes, that means that if he gets busy, they go and they put some more money on the table. Why is that wording ridiculous?
I guess it's more.
What you think, Mars?
No, I don't think it's that
crazy. Isn't it a little bit like cap circumvention because it's going beyond the contract?
Here we go, Penn, with the bullshit. Steve, don't start the bullshit, Penn.
I don't know.
Have you ever heard of this before, Chill?
I stay out.
You're going to be great, and we're going to rip up your contract. Okay, cool.
That's not salary cap circumvention. We're still paying you market value.
Yeah, I'll stay out of these things. I don't have anything to add.
Which, by the way, Ox, Kawhi Leonard did say, "Yo, y'all still owe me some bread." I just want to put that out.
He did say, "Yo," he did. That's what I said yesterday. I said, "Bro, Kawhi said they still owe him some money." Kawhi wants his money back. He said they've been bankrupt.
You think Kawhi was out there planting trees for nothing?
No, I need my money. I need my money, Ox.
You don't know that. You wasn't with Kawhi 24/7. You don't know what he planted.
Well, the people who.
But you know what though? You know what I'm gonna do though? You know what I'm gonna do though? Penn? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
You don't have to give him the benefit of the doubt. People who did a lot more work than you, they've actually uncovered that he did no work.
None of those
the people who work for the company said that.
They don't know what he did.
Kawhi said they capped though. Kawhi said it's capped.
Oh yeah, they didn't announce the deal. Okay.
We have
Isaiah Evans came through, said, "I came here just to say that I've been watching you guys for years. Never asked for nothing, but can y'all please put it? Can y'all please put a time?"
That's why I was laughing at Jordan when you asked me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, nah, man. Pink out. What do you want to say? You're gonna get his takeoff.
Yeah, let Penn get a takeoff. Why y'all be jumping on Penn
like that? No pressure, but Penn, you got 2 days until you got to start making points in 40 seconds. So no pressure.
Why y'all be jumping on Penn like that? They were jumping on Penn in the comments yesterday. Like damn.
Go. Ridge Maddox.
It'd be my turn next week.
Also, then get on the OG WNBA players who have led this league to still be losing money to this day, 30 years later. What the F?
Ridge, I'm still not in agreement with that. Somebody getting paid. I'm not buying that 30 years that you just still investing in a business and we ain't making no money. Nah, somebody get paid.
Wait. People who have no business experience want to talk about business. I love that people barely understand the basic economics of their own fucking household want to talk about the economics of women's basketball. I love it. I love it. Keep cooking, bro. Keep cooking. Keep cooking.
Right, so
it's the women's ball. Yes, for sure, man. Nobody's making money out of women's basketball. No, all these idiot companies that are paying these collegiate female basketball players all this money, they're paying for nothing. It's just absolute bullshit. There's no money in women's basketball. Oh my god, these WNBA players just shut up and dribble.
Well, look, I just want hold on real quick, y'all. I was reading up on it, and I saw it online like a week or so ago, and this is actually a perfect time to kind of talk about it. I was reading up on how the W had gone this way. They were on TV like after the 2002, 2003 season. And then Mark Shapiro actually hated. He actually hated, and he said that he didn't like the W. And Mark Shapiro was working with ESPN, and that's when the games were coming on. As a matter of fact, the attendance in 2002 was about 9,200. Across 16 teams. That's a total of 2,362,412 throughout the season. And that's like only like 15% lower than it is today. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they were trending up, and then they were on TV a lot. Mark Shapiro supposedly, well, not supposedly, there was a quote when he was saying, I just didn't like the game. I didn't like the WNBA. I didn't want it on. And so they put it on the back burner. And as soon as he did that, like they stopped losing their TV and stuff, it just went this way. So the W, because I remember, I used to always love it, but it was bigger and then it just took a dive. And I guess a lot of people, I didn't know why, but that's why. Mark Shapiro.
I think one of the downsides to the W too, I don't think this gets brought up enough, is that foolishness that went on with the Houston comments. Right. I think that was part of it, because that was like the dynastic team of the W at the time. And then they had the foolishness with the owner who actually didn't have enough money as he said he had, and then they had to because they won like the first 4 championships in the league. And they had some stars. In a row, by the way. They had the stars on the team too. Cheryl, they had Cynthia. Like it was big.
Cynthia Cooper still be in Houston. She talked about it the other day. She talked about, I forgot why she said that. Why she said that the comments went up. She said it had a lot to do with the owner, about the owner.
Yeah, it was the owner. The owner. So the owner had acquired the team basically falsely. He was falsely advertising how much money he actually had, and then by the time it was actually time to be somebody with that actual money, he didn't have it, and the team had to fold because he couldn't pay.
I think this is another thing too about the WNBA that I just like. I think I made this point when we were talking about this when I was in Bulgaria, when I was like saying it's something like within society that we are fighting up against within women's sports, not just the WNBA, just within women's sports, in trying to make the world pay attention to women's sports. Like I said, when the league was trending. So I think the fact that we got to get also women to support the WNBA a little bit more as well too. Like that's one of the biggest proponents. Like I'm tired of asking women just women in general that go to NBA games. They never thinking about going to a WNBA game. So I think we're fighting against that as well to get them to get on that norm that this is what's happening. That's why I agree with Ox earlier, and I made this point 2 weeks ago. They're going to get their money. It's going to take time though. Like it just one step at a time. We can't ruin this whole thing because today we emotional about some decisions and then that messes up pathways. So that's my whole thing about that.
Right.
Yeah, there's a direct quote from Mark Shapiro that Oz was talking about. He said, we got off on the wrong foot with the WNBA. David Stern wanted the WNBA on the air. I told him the WNBA stinks. It doesn't rate, and I don't want it. No one watches it. Men don't watch it. Women don't watch it. My goal was to get it off the air. That's the person who's in charge of programming at ESPN, which is crazy to me.
This comes after a season where they pretty much had not 10,000. They had 9,300 average at all the arenas. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You know, last year 12,000 was a huge deal. You know what I mean? So you got to think about that. That was in the early 2000s. So the fact that it's just not on TV, you know how it goes, out of sight, out of mind.
That's
so when it's not on TV like how it was, people are going to forget about it. Even if you're a big, like it used to be hard to find WNBA games on TV. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think when you look at it that way, I think people can realize like there's been really good basketball players in the W for a long time.
Yeah,
and I think you know people credit Angel and Caitlin, and I think that's right. You know, they definitely brought a lot of eyes to the game, but there were eyes on the game before, and you just have to market your league better, and that's I think this league look
like. What does this league look like in terms of mass media? What does Tina Pinachero look like today? Like how
Tina was called, man.
Like what does Lauren Jackson look like today?
Yeah,
for those in the chat talking about women don't watch sports, that is just categorically not true. They make up large proportions of fans. The NFL is not as big as it is without women support. I don't know.
There was a stretch. 60%.
Maybe they mean women don't support women's sports.
No. Max is saying that they don't. I agree with that. And
Mad Max don't know any women. Why are you judging him? He don't know any women. He never met a woman.
As you were saying, Ox, land the plane, Ox. We got to keep moving, brother.
Yeah. Let's keep going, y'all. Keep going. Cowboy Bob, he will learn from Butler how to be better. Talking about Jonathan Kuminga. Shout out to you, Cowboy.
Yeah.
Davo, real talk one line about his hairline, looking fresh.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, there's something Swiper cannot do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tell Swiper to take their head off next time.
No, just what you call it. Just go back to the
tape. Get Mars too. I seen Mars.
Facts, we do got to get Mars.
I've never seen his hairline.
Davo said,
I take off my hat once a month. One show a month.
Every day. Hey, real talk. Give us the loss prevention daily or detail routine.
Hey man, I'm holding on because every other nigga in my family bald headed. But look, here's what you can do: Baldton daily, minoxidil daily. Brush your hair. Brushing leads to hair growth. By the way, just letting you know. But those are a few things you can do.
You're missing one. You're missing one. Microneedling. Microneedling helps.
Put no needles in my head. That's why.
No. They're very, very.
No. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know. It's like the little. I know what you're talking about, but I just.
Yeah. Or Turkish hairlines. They fly.
Sewing hair. I'm good, Ox. I'm good, Ox. Sewing hair. No, I'm straight. We roll.
Sean Rankin said, "Crazy. I'm the one to make Penn go back to his old self." Couldn't Euro step that one, huh?
Sean Rankin, you was playing sports on that picture, bro. You look like you was outside.
That's very true. I am not pleased with how poorly I've handled myself over the last 2 days. Really poorly. This is like 9 straight hours.
You'll do better tomorrow. I believe
you'll get it back. You'll get it back, Penn. You'll get it back.
I believe in you, Penn.
I'm
fighting
the demons in my hat. Like I'm fighting it.
You'll get it back, Penn.
Just
because you missed a couple shots.
The rational side of me is like, you're not gonna convince this dude of something different. But then there's like this other side of me that's just like, Why don't you try?
We can hear it too. Kareem NY 2001 said, "Pin, stop talking like you're the Oracle of basketball."
What if I am the Oracle of basketball?
You should still stop talking like it.
No, I'm good.
Humility.
No, I'm good. I don't believe in false modesty.
Mars, you don't believe in humility.
Flaunted. You got it flaunted. You make $1 million. You make $1 million.
I don't believe in false humility.
You don't believe in false humility. Okay.
And if you're the best, and if you're the
best, and then you like, no, I'm not the best. These guys are gonna shut up.
Yeah.
That's how you did. That's how Mars acted with the PCL.
LeVar B. Balling. Pin really the Hall of Fame yapper. Move on, please.
You doing that thing that Ox did the other day where you confused me and swiping. No, you meant swipe of the Hall of Fame yapper.
Swiping not even here, damn.
Nah, I think he was talking about. Hey, did y'all talk about the W at all? Did I miss that?
We ain't talk about the game yesterday. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Oh, y'all didn't talk about the game at all?
Nah, we'll talk about
real talk. We got 2 minutes.
We don't got time. We didn't have time, bro. But we'll get to it. Shy Rankin, chill. You not Unc no more. You pop.
Unlike you, like just so you know, Shy Rankin, I'm not like any of these other dudes. I could step up to the free throw line with 20,000 people screaming at me, and I won't fluster. That don't bother me at all.
Who's these other dudes? I could easily do that, Joe.
No, you can't, Mars. I'm 100% confident, Mars. You'll go to pieces.
Okay, this is the problem. This is the problem. If I shoot 10% from the free throw line in front of 0 people, I guarantee I'm gonna shoot 10% again in front of 20,000 people. My percentage ain't changing. I'm gonna be trash regardless. Ain't none gonna
I personally play better in front of bigger crowds. You know what I'm saying? So
you get bored. You get bored looking at the same mom and dads in the stands, huh?
Yeah, it should be. That's just another day in the office. When the lights come on, it's like, okay, finally we playing. You know, I've been waiting for that. Trayvon Ray
broke me off bad. Though. I ain't gonna lie, because I got so used to playing, in the gym, like with a wall there, and then you play in your first like statement or whatever, and your depth perception is wow. I'm like, damn, I'm missing everything. God,
see, that's why you got to go dunk something. You can feel it.
Yeah, I was never blessed enough to just go dunk the ball like that.
Yeah, you can't be like us. It's cool.
Trevon Ray hit the super chat. Oh, Trevon Ray's been a member for 4 months. Shout out to you, Trevon. In terms of progress, sports and life in general, convenient timing is absolutely part of the strategy. Shit, it was part of civil rights. If anything, I respect Fee for building up evidence.
Yeah, everything is about opportunity and strategy, man. That's the biggest life lessons that just in general, bro. Opportunity and strategy, like just being and patience. Patience is number one. Just having that patience, that opportunity, and that strategy. Those 3 things, and then you add that 4th one, faith. Shit, anything possible.
No doubt, and that's what I'm saying, man. Let's not act like there isn't a little strategy involved in this. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay to just put it all out in the open.
Yeah.
Kareem, 2001. Can't trust a 45-year-old man with the bald upper lip and thin lips.
Oh, Penny's cooking.
I'm 45.
45.
Damn, I'm 45. That's amazing. I look great for 45. Thank you very much, Kareem.
These super chats, man. You have a hell of a day. Because anytime you have a hell, anytime you have a hell of a day, the chat they get the hating on you, Pin. So
that's okay. That's okay.
And Pin, to be fair, they be hating on me too, but I ain't never garnered this much revenue in super chat.
Facts.
Yeah, they be hating on Jordan
man.
For free.
Keeping the lights on with the hate. Because you know what? Hateful people need other people to hate.
Man.
Right. Let's keep it moving though. Void Century, been a member for 10 months. You're a nasty individual, Pin. I'm ashamed of you.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Move on with your life. Go touch some grass.
Ray says, trade Reeves or Rui.
Not Reeves. Rui though can go.
My goodness.
Oh, now you're back on the Reeves train. Okay, nice. Okay.
What? No.
I've been struggling to keep up with you and Austin.
I didn't jump all the way off the Reeves. I just said I may have gone too far, saying he's better than Zach LaVine. That's it. But he's
might
still really
have gone too far.
Yeah, I
told you when you said that.
The more I think about it.
He about to get back.
If y'all had Zach,
be right back on that. I'm not.
If y'all had Zach LaVine instead of Austin Reeves, bro, y'all. It'll be a guarantee.
We be the same team that we are right now.
If you had Zach LaVine for Austin Reeves' money, you'd be saying that you guys are winning the championship.
It would be a guarantee.
Oh, for his money, sure. But
the only reason Zach LaVine is being put in these disrespectful conversations is
it's not that disrespectful.
It's because of
Austin Reeves is like a top 6'7" guard in the league right now.
Superchats.
Styles Black.
Am I lying?
Clark just got fined for criticizing the refs in the Atlanta series, but can't say I stand with Fee. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I saw you going back and forth with Styles in on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, because my thing is always
care this much about what people choose to say, but you know.
Yeah, but Mars, my thing is you got the right to to jump in and voice, but you also got the right to just mind your business. I think either one is fair. Either one is fair
in the chat.
Imagine that, Ox. Imagine that idea.
Either one is
nothing
fair,
to add up here, but I definitely was active in the chat. That's the exact
much
the exact same thing I just said.
I'm saying, chill. This is America, right?
The long lost art of mine and yours. You know what? I ain't got nothing to do with this.
I do think there's an advantage. Like, obviously, you would like the face of the league probably to stand with the players. I do get what Penn's saying, but that's it's still not technically their responsibility.
It's not an obligation.
Yeah, it's not an obligation.
Everybody's just not built like that,
Spider-Man taught me when I was in grade 2. With great power comes
with more power comes great responsibility.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you know what? Like,
that's a comic book, though.
No, but hang on. That's life. And if you rise to a position of power and you don't want to help other people with that power, that's your prerogative. And if I got a problem with it, that's my prerogative.
No,
that is true.
Yeah, exactly. You have your right to be critical of whatever, and
absolutely,
Caitlin has her right to say she has nothing to say.
Absolutely.
I
didn't say she should be jailed for not supporting Fee.
I live with using my right.
I just want to have the right to read Teddy Hart's super chat. He says, "You got me, chill. I'm only thinking of PGs at his level /tier.
Even PGs at his level.
Well, it depends where you think his level is, because there's not many point guards better than Russ. So based on that, but Russ, in my opinion, is absolutely a better passer than Steph Curry. So
don't say that too loud, Mars. Some people might hear that.
I don't think that should be a hot take, but maybe.
And it's not. I don't think it's a hot take neither. But
FKA Kabroski says, settle a debate between the basketball savants and I. Brunson or Kyrie?
Kyrie.
Today?
Tomorrow? Kyrie.
Yesterday?
Tomorrow, I don't think Kyrie going to go out and be able to play 5-on-5.
I'm taking Brunson.
Yeah, today I'm going to say Brunson.
Anyone else saying
Kyrie
Brunson?
has a torn ACL. Kyrie has a torn ACL, so I'm going to say Brunson.
I mean, last year it was Brunson without Kyrie's torn ACL.
This one I have plausible deniability.
Okay.
Mavs flag AD Kyrie been a member for 17 months. Kyrie already doing one-on-one contact shooting.
Drench, what does this mean? Like already, just so you know, March 3rd, 2025. Mars, that'll be 7 months on Thursday.
Yeah,
7 months ago.
He's pretty much on track. And I think the Mavs are saying the same thing. He's on schedule.
It ain't like he did it a month ago or 2 months ago.
Doing anything
He's not Jason Tatum, freakish athlete.
Yeah, he's on schedule.
7 months ago that happened.
He's hitting his milestones as you would expect for someone who tore an ACL.
Can somebody tell Tatum to sit his high yellow ass down? Look, bro, we trying to be bad anyway, bro. What are you rushing back for? Bro,
You're not rushing back. He just preparing.
He a
hooper, bro.
He about to get back to his bing box backside step.
Nah. He a hooper, bro. Don't nobody want to sit down for a whole season. That's a whole season. That's 82 games. He's trying to get on that court. Nobody want to watch. Nobody want to stay anyway. Especially at what? How old is he's 27?
Yes.
27. He want to play basketball.
Sometimes players need to be protected from themselves.
100%.
He does not need to be.
He's doing it with Boston Celtics supervision. Just
By the way, it ain't like it ain't like he's just on his own.
Even do it like he's not doing anything. Like, oh my god,
he's played a lot of basketball in the last 5 years. This is, bro. Sit down, bro.
If the Celtics thought he was pushing too hard, they would tell him for sure. I'd like to.
Brett Bovia, all this rookie talk is cool. We'll see soon. The NBA season starts in less than 3 weeks.
I still haven't bought my league pass because for whatever reason, 2K decided to not put League Pass with the game this year. So
yeah.
I
was just about to ask y'all about that. Y'all got y'all League Pass? Y'all ready? Everything good?
2K has never gave me my League Pass.
Oh, they heard you. 2K20. The only reason I bought 2K25, the Ultimate Edition, whatever it's called, was for the League Pass. The game being trash was just whatever, but like the League Pass itself was.
They never gave me my League Pass. Every time I would try to do it, it would not work. And then it would just pop. And then it wouldn't pop up for another 8 months.
Is that like a pre-order bonus?
Yeah.
No, it was a game. It was one of the editions of the game. I can't remember what it was called.
Did you get like a Hall of Fame edition or something like that? I've never gotten.
Yeah, something like that. And you gave you League Pass for a year.
Maybe they're just trying to get the Brits into basketball. You know what I mean? Like,
it was for everyone. But yeah, I got my League Pass for the past 2 years.
2K guy for years.
You got British advantage. That's your British privilege.
We only got 2 more super chats left, y'all.
I draw my League Pass because my League Pass is now playback. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, that's right.
Appreciate y'all over there at playback, man.
Shout out to
all the games over there.
For sure, that's a fact. MTHJ301. Bleacher Report strikes again. Laugh out loud. Bam from Miles Bridges, Nipple, 3 first-round picks and 2 swaps. Who says no?
Shout out to Bleacher Report because you can just tell whoever's there is just bored and just starts.
It's obvious that it's right.
Like shout out to them. Like I respect them because I be doing the same thing on my Twitter. I be bored sometimes. I just be saying stuff. Shout out to them. They doing on big old Bleacher Report.
So wait. Who says no?
The Miami Heat say no. They ain't doing that.
What?
Hell no, they ain't doing that.
3 first-round picks,
3 first-round
picks, swaps.
Say no.
For a really bad team.
Actually, the Hornets have their first-round picks.
Honestly, if I'm the Hornets, I say no. If I'm the Heat, I say yes. You're not contending.
Yeah, if I'm the Heat, I'm actually.
I've heard the Heat players.
The Heat are good this year.
Maybe Bleacher Report just cooked.
And I don't know. Saying he agrees.
I do. I think the Heat are really good this year. I'm high on the Heat. Mad Max Sports with the last and final super chat. Pin, he wants you to drop the links to the CNB #1 videos. Don't duck either with your lying ass. Thinking you can just lie because we don't know you.
I mean, that would be a good reason.
Mad Max, I have close to, I want to say 940 videos off this channel. They're hours long. Good luck digging. There are tools that can help you. You can find a channel tool which can bring you to Murray Boyles or any reference to Colin Murray Boyles, and you can look through every video I've ever posted. I do not lie. And you, sir, are a representation of a generation of men who are frankly afraid of the fact that you're not men. You're not really men. You don't have a power or position in life. You come into a chat.
On that note, Big Ox.
No. What I'm saying is there's a certain amount of power you need to have in your life to feel fulfilled. I don't think you have it. So you come in here and you try to come at me because you don't know me or whatever. Bro, like you got it, bro. But here's the thing. Google exists. YouTube exists. Search for it. I'm not your slave. I'm not gonna be like looking through for hours and hours and trying to find a video where I said it. I know what I said. My followers know what I said. I've been talking about CNB all year. I got hundreds of videos talking about college prospects. You can go find it, bro.
Hey, Mad Max.
Yeah, the white man is not your slave.
I'm a very happy man. My ass you are. You're not happy.
Hey, Mad Max. Shout out to your
profile. See y'all tomorrow, y'all.
I rock with Isaiah Austin.